He's like, of course you fucking can.
Yeah.
Because apparently in like late night TV shows in America you can't swear, which is I always find baffling.
Especially because of the time it's on.
They always bleep it as well.
Yeah, we always had the watershed though, and I didn't realise that was just an English thing. I thought that was like a worldwide thing, and it's not. And it sort of blows my mind a little bit. Yeah. But then, I actually no, because on my Skybox, if Game of Thrones is on at like 2 in the afternoon, and I can watch that, but I have to put a code in, like my password thing to watch it.
How we introduced the show, by the way, because it's just us chatting randomly now. This is seeing
are we on?
Yeah, I didn't. I put us live just to see how far we would go before we wrote it and we noticed. I just wanted to see. I thought it was a better intro than usual, what we usually do. So
I thought I'd check it out because Richard's looking awfully happy with himself here. So I'm just gonna pop in it out.
I never got the notification on my phone that we.
Well, we are live, but we're now live. We were streaming. We're now streaming.
Got a notification on my phone.
So, but that means you're not. Yeah, that means you're not subscribed to us. You should be subscribing.
I actually.
Speaking of which,
I subscribe to his.
Yeah, I'm subscribed.
So, hello everybody. All 3 people who are watching. I am one of them. I know I'm one of them.
Me too.
I'm lying, by the way. I wasn't subscribed. I just realised, like, I subscribed, but this will fuck. I'm not subscribed. I have subscribed using our Twitch.
Yes, there we go.
Because for some reason I give the money to Critical Role, and
I did the exact
Yeah.
thing.
and I don't know which worth more. I should probably give the money to us. But
Yeah, this is true. But anyway, hi, welcome to the Sanity Check-In for Sanity Check Gaming. More importantly, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, like some future projects, just chatting as well, we usually do, and just keeping everybody up to date on the channel. We have, to my, it's to my right, no, to my left. To my left, that's because it's the left and the right, I always get that wrong. We have a wonderful person who just came back from New Zealand and or Australia. Australia. Yeah, we have our good friend here, James Le Piper.
Hi there, how you doing?
Very good, Le
I'm
Piper.
now old tan, I am brown, and it's great.
Are you?
You look red.
Yeah, it looks more red. It looks as if you've got a bad sunburn.
Fucking tanned and healthy and well.
Tanned and jacked. Swole as a goal. Size as a prize. Yeah. Apart from that, then next to him we've got, we all know Lee, but we don't really need to talk about him. That one. There's a lot of the games. We also have just below Jim. We have the other person that is on nearly every fucking stream, which happens to be Rachel, because she does all the games all the time. Hi Rachel, say hi.
Well, I can just leave.
No, don't leave. We want you here because, like I say, you're on all the time. The person who's just turned up there, happens to be the youngest we were discussing is Logan. Say hi, Logan.
The only Gen Z on this stream.
Yeah, we have a Gen Z. Yeah, we have Gen Z rep.
Because we checked.
It's actually the only one.
The Gen Z representation, and then last.
Leon, what did you see? Leon's older than
26.
Leon's older than Logan, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he's 27 though.
Well, he'd be
Is he not like 25 or something?
Yeah, I run a bit
26.
that.
Actually, wait, I think my little brother. Oh, he's 26.
Is he 20? Yeah.
But I think
my
that's
little brother was older than him.
Yeah. So we have.
Whatever.
So we have Logan anyway.
That's what age we think Leon might be.
Yes, that's a good start. But before we go into that,
can you let us know?
yeah. But before we get into that, we'll also say hello to our wonderful resident ball of sunshine. We see lovely Sally. Say hi, Sally.
Sally.
Hi. So. Yes, we are here. We are here and we are doing our thing. So, how is everybody doing? Jim has disappeared, so that can't be good.
Jim's had enough already.
Yeah, Jim's had enough, yeah.
It's like beer goggles looking at his camera right now. It's all blurry.
So, yeah, we've been having a good time, haven't we? We were just discussing the likes of old 90s television shows that some of us may or may not remember.
Any of our viewers in the
How
UK.
quickly Mr. Blobby is.
Yep.
We were trying to funny, I've got a story about that. A mate of mine recently got stone cold stunnered in a wrestling ring by Mr. Blobby.
So Mr. Blobby still's just cutting a bit. Doing stuff.
No, but wasn't
He's
somebody
never
trying
went
to
anywhere.
buy his costume on eBay for like 26 grand or something?
Yeah.
26 grand.
Yeah. And then they cancelled their bid because they're like, actually, it's not worth that.
Shit.
That's
no
a
way.
common thing which I didn't know is like a lot of people do things like, oh, do you remember when somebody made the Loomban dress? Remember that shit? And like the bidding on eBay got up to some ludicrous. I can't remember what it was. Let's say it was 50 grand, right? It was a big high number, and then you know, like, oh, it was in the newspapers. Look, it's 50 grand for this Loomban dress. How amazing! And then when it came time to get the money, the person's like, I'm not paying that. It's really fucking stupid. So they cancelled bid. So I think they eventually sold it for like 150 quid or something.
They certainly did.
It's like people.
Oh.
It was like these things happen all the time. Like the numbers get massive, and I was like, oh. But then in real life, you're like, yeah, I'm not fucking stupid. I'm not paying that for that thing.
That's
That's
like 50 pence pieces, though. Like, people collect them. And I get, like, some of them are worth a bit of money, but it's like a
I
fiver.
collect them. I'm strange like that.
Yeah, but it's not worth, like, 50 grand for a 50p.
No, you're probably right. But yeah, so we were having a fun discussion this morning on the group chat, and they seemed to perk everybody up to a point, which was amazing.
Best news ever. Well, okay, it's not the best news ever, but it's great news.
Sir's gone! Oh wait, no. Sorry, we're just gonna play a game.
Yeah, we're just gonna play our game. Yeah, that's all we're doing. Yeah, Florian will be back. Not the Tuesday coming, but the following Tuesday. So we will be back and we'll be ready to go because I'm not going to discuss it because Lee insulted me earlier on off stream. So it's not happening.
Get
So-
used to it,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Well, I'm always used to it, Lee. I'm always used to it. Why be like that?
Accept it, mate. Tell me that, right?
Yeah, we've got also.
I tell you, if you give me a deep meaning, if you give me a heartfelt apology like Wizards of the Coast did, I'll believe you.
No, it's not happening. No, listen.
Fuck you!
No,
I'm
yeah,
not walking
fuck.
anything back.
Get on Facebook, start typing.
No. We were always going to be playing
No,
for
I
Lorium. It's just I seen the insanity and the madness of the fact of trying to change it to a different fucking system halfway through a campaign. So we're finishing the campaign using D&D rules, but after that, I ain't doing D&D again. But well, we know a good friend here, Lee, will probably be running D&D, but just on principle, I won't be doing it. But like I say, we're
have
finishing the
principles.
campaign.
I have none of them.
Yeah. He's got no principles.
Principles are for losers.
I don't know if we mentioned this last time as well, but we're going to be pushing a lot of fucking free league games as well going forward because I don't want to say it just in case anyone from there watching or anyone knows, but you know. We're pretty much well in with the free league guys, you know. We're gonna be we're practically sponsored.
I'm pretty sure that I'm considered the UK branch.
Yeah.
of Free League at this
We're
point, so,
we're practically sponsored now, or Lee's practically sponsored by Free League.
I really should get some Free League merch and just like wear it all.
Get a tattoo. Get a tattoo on your arm. The Free League
It's
property
not
of.
a tattoo, just along there. Just
Oh yeah, right on the bicep. It's a what?
With a Sharpie or something.
No,
Yeah.
get a
Say that again?
QR code to, like, be like, scan it.
I get a VR. Yeah, you could do that. You could get a QR
I'm
code.
not against it. Also, like that sounds really painful. Like, what if we get it wrong? It just
Don't
takes
hurt.
It takes your arm.
I had tattoos, and I will tell you right now, they were a bit sore.
He's had
What I got
tattoos.
there made my eyeballs rattle in my head.
Well, see the one on your anus. So that's quite impressive. I like that.
I made my. That's what I'm talking. That's what made my eyes rattle.
The bag of balls.
Yeah, I got some bullshits. Yeah, I got Sally written there, which was awkward.
Your
for
name.
Vaughn, my missus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got your
Yeah,
name written on my
tattoo,
ass.
Your name, yes.
I know
Yes,
somebody
yes.
that has that tattoo.
Jesus.
Hey,
Actually,
Is it
we
Steve-O?
know somebody that has that tattoo.
You do, yeah. Is it Steve-O?
right.
Won't mention
Circling back to the
his
point,
Yeah.
Richard, what is it you plan on? What is it you would like to run? We should maybe talk about that a bit. 'Cause I
Yeah.
talk at
So
length
we're
about
so
what
we're yeah. Like I say, we're doing Florian. We're going to finish the campaign. Of course, we're going to finish the campaign because there's a lot of stories people are
we
wanting
need
to
to
tell.
rescue those eggs, man.
Yeah, especially now. But I think we're again going forward. We're probably going to do that thing where we're saying it'll probably be like a month on, month off kind of deal because, like I say, there will be burnout at some point. Not just for me, but others will get. Well, I don't want to play that. Apart from Rachel, who just wants to play all the time. Yeah, and if we could, we'd play 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
I wouldn't. That's too much.
Leave yous because we haven't even get whatever. Continue.
Yeah. So doing that. But there was that thing. Who was it that shared it? The Dead Space.
Oh yeah. Earlier on today, just when I was chatting to you, somebody posted a Dead Space book, and it, much like yourself, it kind of resonated. It made sense. It's like, well, wait a minute, because I keep going on about space games, I'm like, well, the problem I had with Alien is, as much as I'd like Alien, it's like the answer is always going to be, oh, it's an alien. You know, so it's like, I was like, not really that much suspense involved in that, was it? It was an alien.
Oh, and we've also discussed this off the stream.
Throw a
Yeah.
predator in there.
Yeah, we've also discussed this off the stream, saying it's not built for campaigns. It's built for like one shots where you know you're going to die because you know
like
that's the way to go.
To campaigns where maybe you've got to do a thing.
Where Dead Space kind of lends itself to campaigns. It lends itself to a campaign, which is pretty cool, and I like that idea. So if I'm able to do that, yeah, I'll read up on that so we're able to do it. Excuse me, I think that's my food. I'm going to go in a minute. So, bum.
I'll just pick that one up. I've not actually looked at the book yet, and I just was playing Dead Space.
Hello.
I know Dead Space is kind of taken off it because they've remade it as well. I've not even played the remake yet, but from what I've been led to believe, it is pretty good. And it's a very, very creepy thing, and I like the idea of like the absolute terror of being involved in that, because you know we turn up at a place and there's fucking weird, creepy zombies with knives for hands chasing us. That's pretty fucked up. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So it's Don't have any played Dead Space at all?
Probably not.
No.
Don't play games.
I mean, suppose you're a proper
I've just
adult.
got back into playing games, so there's a lot of shit I haven't played.
It's because I got 4 kids. I don't have time with the games.
That's fair enough, yeah. I mean, Dead Space in itself was 2008 it came out, so the game itself was 15 years old, which always freaks me out when I'm like, man, this game came out when I was in my mid-20s, that's weird. But I've replayed it recently.
18.
No, you weren't.
No, that 30.
No, you weren't. There we go.
I added 5 instead of taking it away.
I would have been 18.
So Rachel's just admitted that she's almost the same age as me, which is weird. It's like, wait a minute.
Well, I realised
whole
I
time
said,
she's
I was
been
like, hang on, no.
How old are you, Lee? 40?
40, I'm 41 next month. Yes. Clinging on to the handlebars of youth, and it's not working.
When's your birthday? Like what day?
The 24th of March.
Oh, nice. That's a good birthday.
It's and me and the missus are going to go away for like a spa because we're middle-aged. We're going to go for a spa weekend, and I'm going to get like a massage and like another treatment. I'm going to be getting like toes done or something.
Nice.
I've never had that done before.
That sounds awesome.
Where
are you going?
We haven't decided yet. It's going to be a hotel, but we're looking on the voucher deals and all to see which one just comes up the cheapest. I'm like, oh, we'll go with that one. That sounds fun. Oh, sorry a sec. My child wants me.
Oh no, the 2 main talkers have disappeared. What do we do?
I know, right? Left for those 4.
Oh, bye. Oh no!
Bye.
We're now without a captain. Oh no!
Wait, so how many years did Dead Space come out? 10 years?
In 2008.
Oh, 2000. Jesus Christ. I just realised The Last of Us, like the very
15
original
years, he
game,
said.
came out 10 years, which didn't feel like that.
Did you
Yeah,
just
I
sit in
was still
silence?
married when that came out.
No, we didn't.
I was like, oh no, please don't do it. We just sat there quietly.
We could have.
That would be really funny if you just sat there saying nothing.
Logan saved us.
Yeah, Logan saved us. Me and Sally were kind of like, no, there wasn't
Mind
much
blank.
talking now.
I'm always just so excited to see everybody. I just like to talk. I mean, we have to be careful though, because Sally will reveal some kind of trauma that'll bum us all out if we leave her too long.
I'm only good at talking
Sorry,
when there's another person who's talking with.
I've got this rainbow in my hoodie because it reminds me of the time I seen a dog get stabbed to death. Like, oh shit.
No, it says good times are coming.
Yeah,
Let's hope so.
I
Fucking
think
hell.
so. Yeah. Just to throw some D&D stuff out there, I am going to run more D&D, but rather than write D&D, I'm just going to buy some stuff and just play it. I don't know if some of you were part of the Never Went Out Regulars thing that I've done.
Yep,
For
me
any
too.
that don't know,
I
that
think
was
Logan, you were, weren't you?
I think pretty much all of you at one point had popped in and out of that one because it's what we done before we done Floria. But even Flurry is a spin-off of the
Sally, you
regulars.
were in it, I remember, because you played the character.
The one with the obsessed with books.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And I started stealing shoes for some reason.
I remember it well. It's one of those times I'm like, we're gonna get some serious RP night, we're gonna stretch your acting muscles, and you're like, I'm stealing shoes! I'm like,
Only the right one.
and it's like, yeah, that's what's happening. And then just gonna get
I don't
slow.
even know why I did it.
Because it was brilliant.
Because it was fun. That's the whole point of these games, is to have fun. At the expense of the story, anything to do. It's like, what happened? We just stole shoes for an hour. We have a 2-hour game session, and for, 115 minutes? Fuckery. That's fine, that's what these games are about.
There's always like two people who are trying, like a few people or one or two people trying to be serious, and then there's always that one or two people who are trying to do the bush.
That's me and you. And then you throw Leon into the mix with Fox.
I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of get it. It is funny because you see it in any D&D stream you ever watch. It's a good example. If anyone was watching Critical Role recently, they've done the scene where Ashley and Laura were meeting like the Furball professor. Rachel, you might have seen this. And it was clearly meant to be like a serious mode of RP, and Ashley was having none of it. She's like, nah, I'm just going to keep getting in the way. Like, these are professionals that are paid to do it. She's like, nah, I'm just going to keep annoying this person that could clearly kill us.
That is her character as well, though.
That's okay. Well, I think it was really smart to pick that as a character, but yeah, it was funny. And that's why
Yeah,
I
I
can't
love
really
that
complain when you
character.
guys do it, because it's what keeps it going.
Like, I've got friends that watch this stream, and they play D&D in like real life, because I've never played it in real life. And when they say, like, when they watch us, they've messaged me and say, I really like watching you because it's actually like playing with your friends, because you all just have a laugh and a joke and everything. And I was just like, oh, that's like the biggest compliment you could get, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just like being with my friends.
That's
I
a
think
good
ultimately
compliment.
there's
I
got
like
to be
that.
a balance, and that's what you've got to work out. So that's down to the DM to be like, okay, we've done the shoes for 40 minutes now, let's move on. Right? You have all the right shoes. If you continue doing this, there will be consequences.
You just
Right.
gotta mix it up and steal one left shoe.
Reminds me of the bomb. The acid bomb.
So he said
I've
the
still
bomb
got-
then. I
how
was
many
like,
did
what
I have?
did I
I
do?
got like 3 of them.
You had 3. I think you used 1.
I can't remember using one, but
You used 1 against the hag.
yes, I did.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
What you find quite often.
Calzone.
Nice.
I haven't had a calzone in ages, so I'm going to eat a calzone in front of you all.
Why not?
No
SMS.
mute or
What is
nothing.
it? ASMR?
Oh no! It's going to be. This is the content, people. I mean, there's, just chatting.
Just him noisily slurping into a calzone.
Oh my god, I'll actually switch off the stream. I can't deal with noisy eaters. I'm like, nope.
Me either. I can't sit next to someone who chews.
No.
I am not.
I have to have music on when I'm eating with the kids, because I like eating at the dinner table with them, but they are
Yeah.
such noisy eaters that I'm like, nope, can't deal with it.
Well,
It makes me angry.
Can't stand
I
it.
have a professional microphone that has a noise filter as well, so you'll be fine for that, unless you hear. No, it's around that.
What was I going to say there? What made me laugh is Rich said, I don't like to sit beside anyone that chews. So now I'm assuming that all of our family just slide all food directly down their throat.
It's the soup diet, that's it.
I don't eat with my family.
Do you not?
That sounds so sad.
Oh,
Oh, that's quite sad.
Really sad. How do
It's
you talk to
usually
your
because we
family?
eat at different times and stuff. But
Plus, it's such a long way to the east wing of the house that you're like, by the
It
time you get there,
is,
they've
yeah.
finished dinner, you know? So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
just too far.
yeah. So you got the golf cart, even that, it still takes half an hour.
No, at least a motor scooter.
Oh, rascal.
I have a little bell.
Well, I mean, obviously, you've got a driver for the scooter, obviously.
Yeah,
You
to
wouldn't
go
drive
down
it
the
yourself.
I'll
stairs.
drive it.
Yes.
Yeah. And here I am using my own
No,
legs like a
driver's
sucker.
Can't drive anything, not even a motor scooter.
I was gonna say, I think only 50% of people on stream here have driver's licenses.
I have a driver's license, but I can only drive automatic because I've got arthritis in my ankles. And when I was 18, I had my ankle fused together.
That's new.
So I can't
This
use
is
the
a new
clutch.
thing we've learning about you.
I told you she would give us some kind of weird trauma if we left her too long.
Well, that's not trauma.
No. So this is really interesting because all through school, I always had sore ankles, and my mum was always writing me notes for PE, like, "Oh, Sally can't do PE today because her ankles are sore." And all my PE teachers was like, "Fuck off." And then when I turned 18, it turned out that I had extra bone growing on my joint, like in my foot, because it's meant to go round like a circle, whereas I had that extra bone. So when it was going round, it wasn't smooth and it was really sore. So they shaved off the bit of bone and then fused it together with pins. So then I had that all done when I was 18, and then when
the doctor hung himself in front of you.
No, he's a really nice doctor. He had been to the war in Iraq.
He shot himself.
The whole time he talked about all the children that he'd found in ovens. That's all he talked about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was
And
going
then
to
when I
happen.
was about 19, because I've got skinny feet, it's about the only thing that is skinny on me nowadays. Because I've got skinny feet, the cold was like freezing the pins in my ankle, so they had to remove the pins from the ankle.
Shit.
I've heard of stuff like that as well, yeah.
Oh, man. So now I can't drive manual because I can't use the clutch, it hurts too much, so I can only drive automatic.
My mum just drives automatic because she wants to.
Yeah, my
See, in
mum as
fairness,
well.
See, in the next 20 years, it'll all be automatic.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite 20 years, but like, yeah, see, definitely by the time, like, next 20, 30 years, no such. There's not even a reason to have manuals anymore. The only reason manuals exist is because people won't let things go. Oh, I couldn't drive an automatic. Yes, you could. It is easier to drive than a manual.
So
It's just
A
'cause
you'll
manual
still have
for
manual
anyone
lorries.
who's not from this country is a stick shift. Is that what Americans call it?
Yep.
Americans
Yeah.
got you.
Well, the stick shift is on the wheel though. See, it's like the stock that
That's
comes
a
off
fucking
the.
idea.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but-
What do they call manual?
It's kind of semi-automatic when you think about it because it shifts into drive and they don't need a clutch for that.
Yes,
It's-
manual does cost
When
less.
Americans refer to stick shift, they're also referring to gear sticks. 'Cause it's a
Yeah.
gear stick. But it's much less. The Yanks will drive automatics and have done it since the 70s or something.
Yeah.
It's all going to be automatic. There's no reason to have manuals. Plus, when cars will go electric, there's no fucking reason to have a manual gearbox.
But just fucking go-karts. Stop
That's-
and go, that's it.
That's not true though.
Yeah.
That's not true. They need to have on the lorries. They need to have manual because the amount of gears that go up to speed up, you have to have the manual because you can't do that in
Okay,
automatic.
so-
We're automatic now.
No, the
So
7.5
that's-
tonners. 7.5 tonners are you can't get automatics on them because it's just a wee turning dial where you turn it to drive.
By my statement, because
Aye.
we're talking about cars and people carriers.
Oh, fair
No,
enough.
so
I don't know
electric
anything
cars
about
won't have
cars.
the electric trucks won't have the power yet to do
For that
but
yeah,
they
for
are
that reason.
still able to do automatic trucks.
Yeah,
Here's a fun question. By what fun, I mean boring for adults. But this is the kind of thing adults talk about, I think. Do you think electric cars are the answer, or do you think something
No.
else is going to come along?
Water.
Or the
There's a
hydrogen cars?
Yeah, there was a bloke that invented it, and I think Jaguar bought the rights to it,
Held
but
it
never
back.
released it. Yeah.
I've heard this story a couple of times. I've also
Yeah.
heard that it's not true. So take from that what you will.
I don't see how it can't be true when you've got water power. Like,
hydrogen.
yeah.
Hydrogen cars will exist, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's a different thing. They produce water. They don't run on water. They run on hydrogen.
My
Sorry, Sam, I'm
dad's
talking about-
car's half electric and half.
Hybrid.
I think
Uh,
wind power is the answer. We're not going to have
Is that what
windmills
they
in
call
our
the
car.
hybrid?
Yeah, hybrid, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
my
don't
dad
see
said he couldn't run off just pure electricity.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I drive a good 15 miles to and from work a day. But then I've also because I live in the country, so I have to drive to the shops. I have to drive to the school. And an electric car wouldn't be able to do that. Not to mention, I've not got the place outside my house to have a charger port put in. And there's
Yeah.
no way I could run an extension lead from my house to the car. That's just not plausible. And before that, I was living in Maisonettes. And so, again, that wasn't plausible to have charging ports for every household. And every household nowadays has at least 2 cars.
That's
So-
a very good
Yeah.
point, yeah.
It's not going to work. They can't do that because there's not enough. And then look at the madness that ensued with the cold weather just gone, didn't it do something to the Teslas where the batteries sort of drained, and then there was queues everywhere
Do they with
waiting
phones?
for the chargers?
The phones
Yeah,
happen
the
as well.
infrastructure's not there.
Yeah, when the phone batteries get too cold, it looks as if or it pretends to be dead. There's no power in it because the cells in it are not sparking, charging, whatever.
Yeah, whatever level heat you need
Yeah.
to reach. You find out if you try and like I quite often run into, especially in winter, I have to leave my phone in the car because of where I work. And your phone will be really cold. And if you have it on charge, it's like the phone is not charging because it's too cold. You're like, okay, there must be some kind of weird thing about phones that way. But yeah, I'm interested to see what somebody comes up with. I'm sure some clever clogs will come up with some very, very clever thing in the next 20, 30 years.
Okay.
I think this will be a weird footnote.
Oh, it's
that we then
hydrogen.
step beyond.
It's
If we're
hydrogen's the way
talking
forward.
If we're talking about boring subjects, what are your thoughts on the 15-minute towns?
Is this
Heard
the
about
town
this?
centre where everyone's? You explain it because I'm tenuous at best.
So they're doing this in Oxford, I think it is. They're trialing it. So they've split up the city into 15-minute sectors. So everything that you've got in your 15 minutes, your work, your
What's in chat? Scott, come in.
your food,
Quiet.
going out, everything like that is within 15 minutes. Now, if you want to go out of your 15-minute zone, you either have to pay or tell the authorities that you're leaving your 15-minute sector. So,
Really?
yeah, so they're trialling this in Oxford. I don't know if it's trialling it as in it's already going live or they're setting it up to go live. I can't quite remember. But that's like, so I live literally 15 miles away from my work. So if they did that, it takes me a good half an hour to get to work. So
Yeah.
what do I do? Do I have to pay every day to leave my sector to go to work? Do I get a pass for me to go to work? What happens? Then if my mum and dad are ill and they live over the other side of the city, then what happens? Because if I have to go through like 4 zones to get to them, do I have to tell each individual zone that I am passing through their zone? How's it all work? And I was
That's
just
crazy.
wondering, yeah, it's really controlling, I think.
Oh yeah, it's 1985. Read the book, 1985. For God's sakes, it's where we're going. That is the future, and there's always going to be the future. It's fucking shit.
I would say that. I mean, I reckon that they probably actually have like kind of. What often happens with these things is they have these really good motives behind these ideas, and then when you put it into practice, it never works because human beings are incredibly messy. We can't help it. So like we've got this great idea, we're going to do this, and everyone's going to be within 15 minutes of each other, and then someone will say, oh, well, we'll need to do X, Y, and Z to get this to work, and I'm okay, right? So we've implemented that, and then before you know it, it's became this really weird kind of fascist state. And people are like, we can't do this because this will not work. Will be incredibly expensive and much worse than everything we've done. For any of this kind of stuff to work, they'd have to knock down like literally everything, and then like make it all properly, and then but no one's going to knock down a country and rebuild it into what we need it to be. But like, yeah, what you're saying, Sally,
Wouldn't
I
be
think we'll
surprised
try
if
it.
we
And I'll just
tried.
let it work. To be fair, look, we've tried this kind of stuff before. Some of us will just enough to remember when they were going to make us all carry ID cards. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the main thing that stopped that is because it was too fucking expensive for the government to do it. Any of this stuff becomes too expensive because people deliberately break the system. And see, when you deliberately break the system, and we won't even have to do like, oh, we're campaigning. We'll just all fuck the system over until it just becomes overloaded and they can't do anything with it.
Well,
And
we already carry ID cards.
Yeah,
But they've done that for voting now, haven't they? You have to have photographic ID to
Aye.
vote.
Well,
I don't know
Yeah,
last
you
time I
do.
voted.
See
Never
the-
heard
No,
that.
they
That
brought
English
it
thing?
in. I don't know if it's an English thing, but down here, so I've literally got a letter on my thing.
Oh,
that
now be
says-
careful now. What's showing stuff in the letter in your on the stream, just in
No,
case.
no, I'm not going to show it. I was going to read the little bit that says,
Right,
if I can
Bring
find it.
photo ID.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I say, just going back to your thing, you're carrying IDs. You've got your phone. You've got your national insurance number, which is pretty much all they need to recognise you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean,
says the
well,
you
that's
UK
just
carry
another
your
thing.
national insurance number with you.
It
I
says
just
the
know what-
UK government has introduced
no
a
fucking clue
requirement
what
for
mine is.
voters to show photographic identification when voting in an election at a poll station. The new requirement will apply for the first time in the district of where I live at the local elections on Thursday, 4th of May. I don't know if
maybe
it's
an
a
English
Scottish
thing.
It's just a
I'm
Scottish
not
thing.
entirely
It's not a
sure,
Scottish
maybe an
thing
English
yet.
thing.
It's just an English thing.
There's kind of conflicting information. I've only just done
Yeah.
a quick Google here, but voters in England will need to show photo ID. To be fair, I'm not entirely against the photo ID, but I mean, the voting system's not massively corrupt. Hey, Scott, is it? I've never filled it, but the feeling I get as well is, see, like, when they do the voting around the corner for me, they know me. Like, I walk in, they're like, "Hi, Lee." So, like, that's the good thing about, like, living in the village. It's
Yeah.
just, like, they
The
will
same
know
with
who
me,
you
yeah.
are because you've been coming to it for years at this point. Like, the woman that does it round there, she literally was friends with my mum and dad when I was growing up. So it's like, she would recognise me.
So I'm like the flip side of you, because nobody knows me round here, and I don't really venture out. So like, once I've done, I'm one of these. I do the school run. I leave at the absolute moment where, as I get to the school gates, my kids are coming out their classroom, and then I grab them and go. I don't hang around. I'm on the school playground and chat and talk and everything. So I don't have people that really know me.
So, hello. Can you see
Hello.
me? Oh, I just went very quickly there. On your point about like the IDs, it's basically been brought in by the Tories because they know that poor people tend to vote Labour in England, and it's a way to price them out because it's just one more likely thing. It's one more expense that you won't have if you're poor, because a lot of poor people and young people can't afford to get a driver's license.
Yeah, no photo, no driver's license, no passport.
Yeah.
So.
Because it's £90 for a passport now.
Aye.
So you got your
You say
driver's
£90
license.
or 90
They
pence?
tried it in America and people kicked fuck about it, and it got like cancelled because it was basically conservatives were literally trying to do that. It was Trump when he was in charge.
These are what you
The
can
Tories
use.
just put it through.
You can use your driver's license, a passport, a pass card, I don't know what that is, a Ministry of Defence identification card,
Or
and
emoji.
various concessionary travel passes,
What's pass?
photo card parking permits issued as part of the Blue Badge scheme.
Okay.
So
So, I
that's
mean, I
what you
imagine the
can use.
cheapest one is probably going to be something like travel pass or something, because quite
Yeah.
often they use. So, I mean, that's probably going to be your cheapest option for it.
So I've got my driver's license. So it
I've
doesn't
driver
really
license. I
matter.
mean, to be fair, I don't even think it's like the worst idea ever. I mean, I'll just use my driver license, but Scott
No.
makes a very valid
No.
point.
Still got a price out poor people. There's got to be people that want to be able to afford it. It's the entire purpose. They can't tell me it's anything else. They'll say that it's because illegal people are voting, but you can't do that. You still need an address.
It's
You still need a name.
Yeah.
It's really funny that, like, not funny, haha, funny, like, fuck you, funny.
I think we'll bore Jim to sleep.
That
That's what it-
so America refused to carry ID, and we've suddenly like pushed that through, right? But Roe versus Wade got overturned, and that goes into our parliament, and we kick up stink about it as a national.
Well, where
and then it didn't
America,
go through.
where America depends on the state, because there's certain states that are very like conservative hotspots. There's probably places in England where I think that the Roe v. Wade, well, we don't have Roe v.
No.
Wade, but where they would go, no.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's like with states. It's basically like if it was the whole of the US, it would get kicked the fuck out. They would never
Yeah.
do it at a country level. And if the Conservatives get in, they might try, but it's
My
probably...
favourite thing to have come out of that, though, is that the Satanic Temple has turned around and said abortion's not illegal if you're part of the Satanic Temple. So the amount of like people that have joined Satanism because of that, and it's like, yes, brilliant.
I'm
And then
very
Cards
sure, like-
Against Humanity as well. Did you hear what they did?
No.
No. So they put on their terms and conditions that if you buy a pack of cards, a percentage of it goes to the charities that are fighting against Roe versus Wade getting overturned. And if you click that you don't want this to happen, they automatically add a percentage onto your cart as a donation. So you either pay to donate to the charity or you pay to donate to the charity. There was no way of getting around it, and I thought that was absolutely elite and perfect. I was like, yes.
I love that.
Like, Cards Against Humanity are like very famous for doing like getting up to shit like that. Though, like they do the most like just on point, like progressive stuff, which I really do appreciate. You know, I think there should be more people like that out there doing these things. But yeah, you could get just so, I don't know, bogged down with all the American stuff because their system is currently going skew and super fascist, but also Britain's never that far behind in these situations.
We are, they're trying to get a populist attitude, and if you've not noticed, the Tories sound basically what BNP did 10 years ago. It's like, it's no
BNP are
difference
Tories.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, and it's like, originally they would try and step away from it, but now they're just like, yeah, we've nothing to offer them. We're fucked up. We're one bread and butter issue, the economy. So now we just need to lean in on the we're protecting you from the scary other people. Ooh.
I'd like to see if they actually just done that on TV.
We'll probably get a lot more folk. Aye.
Like have some guy in a turban run in and they'll just beat the shit out. Like, look, we have to save you from that guy there. Like,
Boris getting out of breath, pretend fighting with a guy.
Boris, did you see anything about Boris has made something like a couple of million doing speaking engagements since he left office? So failed scandal-ridden PM goes on to make millions of pounds doing speaking engagements.
It's the same with What's Her Face, the one that got beat by the lettuce. I keep forgetting her name. Yeah, I keep forgetting her name. I only needed to know it for like a week. It's,
well, she's
trying to make a comeback.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, she was literally the other day, like, if we'd given my policies time, they would have once, like, they ruined the economy in a week. Like, literally, we'd have been better putting the lettuce in charge, because at least it'd have been quiet and not done anything wrong. Yeah, she was mental. So we keep doing this stuff. I think we're losing 3 of the guys already. I think Rachel's fell asleep.
I'm just
Logan
eating.
has left the building.
I'm just eating.
Kim's actually secretly
Just
playing a
picking
game.
my nails.
You say picking your nose.
Well, you would have seen
Yeah,
that.
that's alright. I am actually playing that little game
That's
right
the only
now.
reason you didn't do
While
it.
my play.
Do you want to discuss? Are we brave enough to discuss any stuff going around the Harry Potter game, or are we going to move on?
Do what?
I don't fully understand what's going on because I just don't really pay attention to it. I think Harry Potter is now bigger than J.K. Rowling, so
We literally had that discussion.
That's what
one
we
of the things we
said.
said.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling's a
In
cunt.
50 years' time, J.K. Rowling will be dead.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling's a cunt.
We'll be bringing joy to children in 50 years. Like pretending this game is harming anyone is kind of silly. Also, if you're going to attack people for playing a game, what you're going to do is push them further away from helping you, because
what did she
you're.
actually
Right,
say?
I'll do devil's advocate. Basically, she's very transphobic on Twitter all the time. Like, she's really, really nasty, and she has pushed her audience to like attacking trans folk and that. Basically, like, doing a lot of the usual hate mob shite. But I'm going to play devil's advocate for the game because we were saying that. I think from what I've seen of it, it sounded like it was just like trans folk were like, yeah, if you're an ally, you probably shouldn't be playing the game. That was all they were saying. People kicked up fuck. To me, it's just like another game. I'm like, it's got. If it wasn't for all of this, it'd probably come out and people would forget about it in a month because honestly, it just doesn't look amazing to me. People keep saying how amazing it looks, but I'm like, that looks like a PS3 game.
I thought that. I thought the graphics weren't very good.
it's
I've
like
seen little
the-
clips of it.
The prettiest part of it is like some of the environments. But I'm sitting there like, that was Unreal they did it in, which I think they did it, and I've
Aye.
looked it up. That's stock stuff that I've seen.
And it's not like the Harry Potter industry or brand is skint. There's
Well,
fucking loads of money.
She's gotta
in
be
there.
about. It's not going to make a single dent in her. She's no. She wouldn't have cared. But
She's already got a licensing money from it.
I could argue the stuff about woke brands thing because it's essentially it's boycotts don't work. Like
No.
it's all it is in fact companies intentionally try to get them to happen because when people boycott they start screaming and shouting about the product gets a ton of free advertising because everybody starts talking with it.
Yeah.
That's
And
like
that's
when you
what's
go
happened.
to Starbucks and they spell your name wrong, and you take a picture of it and put it on social media, like, oh, look how they spelled my name, and it's like, you just free advertise Starbucks.
Yeah, they literally
Exactly.
probably tell the staff to do that. Yeah.
Aye, exactly. And it's like with this, I probably would have forgotten it came out last week if it wasn't for all the drama about it.
Yeah.
But
I didn't
I'm
even
also-
realise it was out.
But I'm just sitting there like, I can't say much about it because it doesn't look great to me. But it's like in the case of my partner who got his her name on stream, she's obsessed with Harry Potter. She loves it.
She got it.
Yeah.
She got the game.
She's not got it, but it's probably on the
Yeah,
list.
Let's hear from the people that do have it.
Yeah, how is Brian finding it? How's Brian
You
finding
like
it?
it, Logan. You don't even like Harry Potter.
This is the thing, I hate Harry Potter because it's so gimpy, right? But see that Hogwarts game, it's actual good, right? I'm not gonna lie. Because it's not got Harry Potter in it.
It doesn't.
It's set where it should be. This is my thing, right? This is my pet peeve about Hogwarts. Seeing when Harry Potter was set like 2000 and so, and how Hogwarts is maybe like laid back for the style and that, it is so stupid. But see, like where I think it's like Victorian times, I don't know, well it's maybe set in Hogwarts Legacy. I think it works.
I bet it's set in like the time that his dad was at there.
No,
I know.
that's set like a couple hundred years before. In the
So
1800s.
it's really pre everything then, yeah. It's like back.
Some of the characters have surnames of like Weasley and stuff, and what was another one? Anyway, doesn't matter. But some of them
makes
have the
sense.
surnames.
Legacy,
but
right?
Nothing.
Keep on, Rich.
Speaking of the graphics, there's 2 settings for the graphics. You've got the performance mode and you've got, I can't mind what the other one is.
I'm going by the trailer mode where they're using a PC that's more powerful than an average PC playing it. It didn't look great to me. It looked like a PS3 game to me.
No, mine looks. Maybe it's just the shit video
Have
or
you
something. Because
played
mine looks pretty good.
Have you played a recent game?
Uh,
I mean, PS3 wasn't that long ago. Like the graphics haven't done a huge jump from it, but it's just that it's annoying me that people keep like telling me how amazing it looks, and anything I've seen from it, just looks okay.
No, if you're talking about amazing looking games, Callisto Protocol is a fantastic looking game. Shite game to play, but it's a fantastically beautiful game.
Like I've just been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is beautiful.
What's up there? Yeah, that's really
It's
good.
like,
I don't think that's a very good game.
okay, but it's a beautiful game. You can argue with me at it, but
I don't think it.
But you don't think it looks good?
No, I'm not a fan.
okay. I will bring up a picture from Final Fantasy VII's Remake, and I will bring up a picture of the game Hogwarts Legacy, and we'll let everyone decide what looks best.
Oh, we're adding a poll to the poll to the stream.
I am the mod. I have no idea how we're doing this. And
I will send them to you.
See, I don't play video games, so I don't really know what's going on. Like,
Oh, you
I
should.
can't comment on anything.
yeah, you should. You should play
I
video
don't have
games.
enough
They're great.
time.
Fair.
I really don't, because like with work and the kids, and then the house and the car and the garden, it's just there's not enough hours in the day, and I tend to go to bed at like 9:30.
Oh well.
Because I'm an old lady. I'm 33 now.
I don't have the kids for the next 5 days, so I have left all the housework until later.
I will send you one bit of it in the chat, and then I'll go get a Hogwarts one.
Oh, you've caused controversy, Jim.
In our chat, okay, right. So I can bring this up. I can bring this up on the people will see this on stream.
Wow, that looks so cool.
So just to get an idea of
want to
everyone
live
watching
there.
to see what we're seeing.
Final Fantasy's always been great though, graphic wise.
So this is the first one. That's Final Fantasy, right?
Well, okay, I say always. Like the recently anyway.
I could even show you something even prettier than that, but it's like I'll show you. I'm trying to look. I've searched Hogwarts beautiful.
It's actually. Why is it
I'll
doing
show
that?
you. I'll send you this. This is the prettiest one I could find when I searched Hogwarts Legacy Beautiful.
How can you say that that doesn't look amazing, Jim?
He's doing it to try and wind me up. I'm just doing it to show you the difference of what a new game can do. That looks like something that would run on my PS3.
He did it. He did it to wind him up.
It's not a good game.
Yeah,
he did it. I'm not.
He did it to wind Scott up, basically, and it worked. Is what
I mean,
he
to be
said.
fair, like,
So.
see, I mean, again, I was playing a game from 2008 the other day, and I thought that looks still pretty good. So I guess I'm not massively. I don't really care so much as long as it's like it doesn't hurt my eyes. So yeah,
but
sorry,
it's not different nowadays playing fucking Minecraft.
Oh, one
We
of my
did pixelated games back in the 90s.
I was going to say one of my favorite games looks like a NES game, and it only came out like 10 years ago.
What's that? Is that the one with Snake?
Undertale.
Oh.
I'll show you how bad Undertale is.
10 years ago.
Rachel, you say?
Jesus.
It doesn't matter.
It
Yeah,
does.
you play Minecraft, don't you?
No.
No?
Not me. My kids play it, and it pops up in my Discord when they're playing it. And because Scott says to the time, why are you not streaming it? Because it's not me playing it, it's them playing it. But they play it in my Xbox in the living room, so it hooks up to everything I use. It's like, hey, he's playing Minecraft. No, I'm not. I'm never playing Minecraft.
He always plays
I don't
Minecraft. He
understand
doesn't
it.
lie.
I don't get it.
Don't lie now.
It's Lego, except unlimited Lego. That's actually the point I was going to
you
make.
just build stuff. People have built insane things, though.
Oh yeah, like full like scale representations of the UK. You know, kind of crazy shit like
Oh
that.
my god.
Undertale.
No, the people have built some crazy shit.
That game is amazing. That third one, like that one that I've shown you, is a award-winning game. It was amazing. I honestly think it would have done better if they did better graphics. If like they hired an artist. But he's a musician that could program, and he did a very interesting game. But his graphics were terrible.
Aww.
This whole
Reminds
thing
me of
is just
Pokemon, like the original Pokemon.
It sometimes worked though, but I still think like an artist could have done a good job.
I
there.
hate how expensive games are. I know that they've
It's
got
crazy.
like a lot of work
that
into
third one.
them and everything. But
Copy me, get all your cheap ones.
I remember when games were like 40 quid, 30 or 40 quid, that was expensive, and now it's like £70 and stuff for a game.
£40, yeah, £40.
What the fuck?
I
mean,
yeah. I was just gonna say most of the games I buy are about 15 quid, 20 quid.
yeah,
if I
but
buy
then
them.
you've not got kids that want to like play the latest games and everything. So my lot all want the
You can
Pokemon
pay
game.
what I did. Have to
And I
wait until
can't.
their birthday. Can wait until their birthday or Christmas like I had today. Or you
Oh,
can go to your
yeah,
local
well, yeah.
or you can go
Even
to
then,
your
it's like-
local Blockbuster and rent it.
Even then, so I've got 4 kids. If my brother was to spend 50 quid on each of them kids, that's like 200 quid for their birthday or their Christmas. That's an
Yeah.
awful lot of money.
It could be worse. It could be FIFA, and that's like about £70 and that's it.
FIFA's like
Is
£70.
Hogwarts no 70?
Yeah,
I
well,
know it's a bit-
no, that was the deluxe, and that was because it was out
Yeah,
early.
that's it.
But the standard one is like £60.
That's a lot of money just
It is, yeah.
to play a game.
But
And-
I will point out it's a lot of money. However, you're probably getting a good 100 hours of entertainment out of that.
I've already got about 10 or something
mean,
like that, and
would
I've
it not-
hardly done anything.
If you go by movie time, like you're paying like, well, I'm going to say because it's just out. If you're paying a tenner for a movie to go and see it in the cinema, you get 2 hours worth of entertainment, maybe 3. Add that up to 100. It's like games are. I don't think that they are
See, I
underpriced,
find the
but
cinema a rip-off as well.
Yeah, same.
Because I've got all the streaming stuff and everything, and I'll
When
rather
you-
wait for
Yeah,
it to come out.
yeah. I mean, you know, she's.
I disagree.
I mean, she's got likes of Netflix and stuff, and she's always doing. She's very, very responsible for what she's doing. She doesn't do anything like, you know, illegal. Yar, yeah. So.
I'm not a pirate. I'm not Captain Hook.
I think James is bailing.
In a bit, James.
I didn't upset him with this graphics thing.
Devastated. I'm not playing to these cunts. Fuck them.
Yeah, you broke
No,
him.
I think the
Yes,
cinema
God, piss off.
is a waste of money as well, because it's like so much money, and then the popcorn and everything is so expensive.
I do walk
I know
in
you
with a
can
KFC.
I just bring mine
yeah, I
up.
know you can do that.
Walking
But
with a
obviously,
kid.
if
We
you go
used
with
to-
kids, they see all this shit in front of them. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, can we get it? Can we get it?" And it's like, "No."
No,
Part of us,
no,
part of me
you
going to the
can't.
cinema with the kids is
We're
let's go ask them buy the
Aye.
cheap sweeties.
what
and
I
open
do.
up a
That's what we
popcorn.
used to do, yeah. We used to go to
You've got to get
Asda
your-
beforehand.
You've got to get your toffee,
Or the pound shop.
popcorn, and maybe one chocolate bar, and you've got to share a 2-litre bottle of Iron Brew, and you've got to like it.
Yeah, I do all that, but I
I
still
want to say
don't
this
think
when I've not
it's
even got Wayne. I know. I know if my nephew had to say, "Can I get sweets?" I'd be like, "Aye, no bothers." Go and help yourself.
You want a low quality hot dog? Yes. I want to pay £7
Oh no, the
for a low quality
nachos!
hot dog.
Oh my god, I love their nachos. But
One of the last things I want to say about the Hogwarts thing we're talking about is that there's this issue ongoing with it. But I don't remember anyone calling it a boycott like the Lego sets of Harry Potter or the Lego set, the Lego the Lego Harry Potter games, or the Harry Potter World thing that goes on in London.
The
I
Universal stuff.
don't think anyone's down there with a placard saying "Nobody go
Did
into
anybody
this." That's very
boycott-
nice.
did anybody boycott the latest Harry Potter film? I know it's not Harry Potter, but
Go and-
Oh,
Whatever
it is. Just not
the
seen it.
theatre thing.
yeah, I boycotted
yeah.
it by
No,
not
no,
watching it.
not
but I
the
also wouldn't
theatre.
watch
The
it.
one with not Johnny Depp, the other one.
Fantastic
Johnny
Beasts and
Depp.
Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Not
I
because
haven't
I
seen it.
didn't want to. I just haven't watched it.
No,
I thought that was alright.
that's the same. But has anybody heard anybody saying don't watch it because of that?
No.
But
Don't
it just
watch it
seems
'cause
to be
it's shite.
specific to the game.
Actually, it's funny you say that because mine just still wanted Johnny Depp to be in that. So there's that as
I
well.
didn't find it fair that Johnny lost everything and Amber Heard didn't lose anything. I think it should have been they both lost everything,
Yeah.
or neither lost everything, because they were both as
I
bad
agree.
as each other.
Aye.
Johnny Depp still owns an island, just to be clear. Right, Johnny Depp lost a single contract for a movie franchise that was failing, and he's now been rehired to be in it again. So,
He
so
didn't.
far,
He lost Pirates of the Caribbean and
that's
Harry
what I'm talking
Potter.
about. That's the
and-
Yeah.
specific movie franchise I'm talking about that was failing anyway, yes. And what else did he lose? His island?
No, he lost because I think he had like advertising. The only one that didn't was Paco Rabanne, I think it is. Is that who he? No,
The
No,
perfume.
the PR,
David.
PR.
Oh, he
Yeah,
plays the
sure.
advert, like the Samar.
Yeah.
David.
But yeah. But he had something else, some other big time things.
Yeah, other
Okay.
lined up.
other aftershaves and perfumes are available. Should
Yeah,
probably point
and
that out
they-
as well.
We don't really want no sponsors us. We're not
There are
sponsored
many
by like
different types of
Yeah,
perfumes.
free publishing.
But
Better.
I just don't think like she lied completely about what was going on, and he lied completely about what was going on, and
They both did, yeah.
yeah, I
It was
don't
a shit
think-
show.
But the
Yeah,
thing
it
is,
really
Amber arguably did more damage.
Yes.
I would argue that Johnny Depp, at the stage of life he's in now, a man in his 50s, should perhaps be understand that maybe going out with a woman who was 24-ish when he went out with her, perhaps there's going to be some friction in that relationship at some point when both what you like to do is get wrecked all the time.
Oh, should we talk about Leonardo DiCaprio's
That's
latest
exactly
life?
what just came into my head when you said that.
I'm not. They can do what they like. They are consenting adults. However, at some point, if what you do together is party, at one point you're going to wake up one morning and be like, "Oh man," and you're going to look
Who
over
the
like
fuck shits in someone else's bed?
someone who is probably high at the time and is under a lot of mental
drunk.
pressure, or is bonkers to start
It
with.
was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I would also like to point out that Leonardo DiCaprio's latest squeeze is younger than the film Shrek.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is he not famously not been out with anyone over the age of 24 or something crazy like
Yeah.
that?
That was like a
It-
running
it's-
joke, yeah.
He spent like an extra week
It's so
with one so they
funny, the
could tell that.
predatory man.
Yeah.
She's 20. She's 25 on the nose. Like, ah. Well, I mean, he has to drain. Or to be fair, I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know.
I wonder if his excuse is half honest though, because like his excuse being that he doesn't want to waste the women's time. I'm sitting there like, It may actually be being honest with that because I think after
That's
25
not the worst
minutes-
answer, is it? Yeah. If he's going to a 42,
It's not like he's saying like nah, everything above that's washed up. It's like
I know. I mean,
You've
like,
got,
I don't know.
You've got Aaron Taylor Johnson, who literally goes out with, is it? I can't mind the woman. She's like really old as well. You know who I'm talking about?
Is
No,
that the
mate.
boy that was in Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging?
It's also in Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
that was Kick-Ass and Quicksilver. Yeah.
Yeah, so he cheated on her, isn't he? And
Aye, but
everybody's
she's
like,
not-
yes, fucking yes, because he got groomed by her.
Aye.
Yeah. And
What are
it's
you
just
talking
the
about?
same. Like, so his
just
wife
amazing.
is like in her 50s, and he was in his like 20s.
55 she is.
Yeah, and he's like in his 20s when they got married, and so he's recently cheated on her with the girl from Kissing Booth, I think it is. I don't know, it's a Netflix show, and they're very similar in age and all this, and then everybody's like cheering him on because he was groomed by this woman because she wanted a bit of arm candy, and it's like both older men shouldn't be going after like teenagers. You know, like 50-year-olds shouldn't be going after teenagers. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It's wrong and it's weird. Stick to
Yeah.
people that are like your own age or similar, because you've got the same life experience, and you know.
No one
it's-
Googled Paul Walker what age his wife was when she met him.
No,
Yeah.
but no, it's same as
Was she like 14 or something?
It was something horrifying. Oh, hold on, my
But it
child's
isn't-
showing me a shoe.
Isn't Elvis Presley and Marie Presley, weren't there a huge thing?
Think
And
so.
didn't he get like, she got emancipated, I think, and he took parental control or something of her, and then they ended up getting married.
That's creepy.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that. We just think, oh, Marie and Elvis, oh, and it's
I
like,
think
no.
Elvis,
Wait,
there's a
hasn't
lot
she
of weird,
just
there's a lot of
died?
weird stuff surrounding
Mhm.
Elvis. Are we going to turn this into like let's complain about celebrities podcast, or should we move on, guys? Because
I think it's TMC's check and people are enjoying the chat. I mean, it's normally me, Lee, and Richard that's taking control of the chat. At long last, it's like Sally and Rachel that is. So
What's
I'm not gonna
TMC? What does TMC mean?
TMZ,
TMZ, the
Company?
yeah.
Like a
the magazine,
television
in a minute.
company?
Oh, I
Alright.
see. Yeah.
It's like your teen drama style TV show where it's all about celebrity goths and oh, they wore this
It's
today
American.
and
Like,
I can't believe
but
the
it's like
mixed colours.
We must know. So you know, like the saying, it's not all men, right? Do you know men that have been a little worse for wear and possibly gone a little bit too far, not taken no for an answer? So as much as we're talking about celebrities, it's also, we do know real life people like this that will go for the younger model or the younger man or the younger girl or whatever. And so celebrities sort of open up that door for you to then talk about it and think about yourself and
I'm not
your
knocking it.
peers.
It's like there's a reason this stuff is massively popular. I'm not knocking it. I was just making a joke about it being
No,
like it.
no, I do know that, but it's just like, I don't want you to think that I'm just like I read People magazine or whatever a
No, it's
magazine
just
is
on
called
your
nowadays,
interest.
because I really don't.
No,
It's just one of those things. Like it's who's that guy on TikTok? Paul
Paul Beach.
Yeah. So he's not a celebrity. He's TikTok famous, but he's
there's,
like
there's another guy
Who's
who's Scottish. What's his name? Quirky something. He does man.
oh
boxing.
yeah, because he was slagging him off completely, weren't he? And then
Aye,
he
but
ended
he
up
did
being
the
the
same.
same. And this is the thing, like I don't, as much as I don't want to brand all the men, it's like the only people you really hear about is the men. And I know that there are women out there that are exactly the same, but you don't hear about it as much. And it's like the same thing with a male teacher preying on a female student. It's like, oh my god, that's horrific. Oh, that's disgusting. Let's get the pitchforks and torches out. But if it's a female teacher and a male student, it's like, oh,
That's
well
just as
done, mate.
bad.
None of my teachers were like that.
there's-
Oh.
There's one condition for that to be that way. She has to be hot. Like, say if she's not hot, they would be like, oh no, it's dick advantage.
They did a movie about
I
that.
don't think either way.
Scott, that's a hell of a take.
Yeah,
That is a hell of a take, Scott.
Even if she was attractive.
Scott,
No,
that's
but
a...
what I mean. No, for people to act that way, I'm meaning.
But
Like,
it's the same with like
I get ya.
male teachers. So I can look at a male.
oh, but it doesn't
so-
matter. It could be ugly or handsome guy.
Yeah.
He's fucking arsehole. Is the way the public view it.
Yeah.
It's wrong
But
in
for
all cases.
for some reason, it's all right for a 15-year-old boy to be sleeping with his 26-year-old teacher if she's
It's
wearing a short skirt and
Oh,
got a
it's
bit
not.
of cleavage on show.
No.
It's
It's
all
not
right.
alright. It's not alright. I think it's just guys we are like fantasizing of they would think they would love it when they're 15-year-old, but they're not thinking the dynamics of that, because like they're probably thinking that I had a crush on this teacher, and they're imagining that, I think, and it's
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, it's like that's not what it's like. It's a breach of trust and it's a breach of power, and
It's
wrong
illegal.
the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is illegal.
There's a long list
Aye,
of
but-
reasons this shouldn't be happening, but like, you know, there's no number
There's-
one. It's like
Aye. Wrong.
all of these are bad.
Aye. There's a lot of reasons it's wrong. Illegal is the bottom of the list of wrong for me, because I think morality is
What
different.
most guys who says, I seen a porn like this and it was fucking awesome, because what they're thinking is the guy in the porn was actually 32, so it's okay because the teacher's there.
Aye.
But what they're
Aye.
thinking is that child's been raped. That's what's
Aye,
happened
the guy-
there.
The guy's looking
Yep.
like Richard sitting in the school chair going, that I've been bad, miss.
Right, I'll link to the porn in the notes, guys.
What were you gonna say, Logan?
Sponsored by Pornhub.
Yeah.
Like, see how you're talking about like all that? Like, they did like a few films. So they did. What was the Adam Sandler one? That's My
What
Boy.
films are we on about right now?
Oh my god.
You're talking about the wrong films here. We are not sponsored by Pornhub.
My Boy. And then
I
there's
bet he
that other
is.
One, Paul Thomas Anderson's film. It kind of won a few awards. Licorice Pizza, which was
There was a
interesting.
I remember that maybe based entirely on the name. Never watched it. I remember having Licorice Pizza and thought, that sounds awful. And then never moved in,
Yeah,
and then
it was
that
a
was
real
it.
sigh.
Yeah, but
That might
also
get
you've
to
got
2.5
Never
memories,
Been
innit?
Kissed. That's Drew Barrymore, where she was
there's that
pretending
as
to be a student and fell in love with the like teacher, and then
Yeah.
but he like was like, oh no, that's wrong, we can't, and she's like, oh no, I'm actually 30. It's like, what?
What the hell?
Like you couldn't tell she was
That's
30.
weird, like, how did you speak? Well, I tried to seduce him when I was pretending to be a 15-year-old high school student, and he went
Yeah,
for it, and then
that sounds
eventually
even
felt
creepier.
bad.
Yeah.
That's the bit that's creepy. Like, see if they were like, no, fuck off, like, and it was properly the drama of her going, how do I get him whilst doing this? But it's like, no, it's always he's like, oh no, I have these feelings, and that. It's like, you're forgetting the feelings when you're working at school. Hand in your resignation
At
to your
least he
boss.
tried to fight the feelings.
It
At least he thought
terrifies
something of-
me. It terrifies me because trauma.
Oh, no,
Right,
Jen.
you ready,
Oh,
guys?
no.
Be. Yeah.
So when I was 12 and living in France, right, my mum and dad had worked away. So my dad was a truck driver and my mum had gone away with him. And I was left with my two brothers who are 4 and 6 years older than me. So my oldest brother was like 17, 18. And they were looking after us. We went to a cafe for dinner. And we knew the cafe owners. They were English and everything like that. So we went to this cafe for dinner.
18 plus
And
one
these
on
two
this.
English blokes came in and they were talking to us and they got really friendly with my brothers and were talking to me. Then all of a sudden, the younger one was leant into me and was talking about like sexually assaulting young girls and having girls with no elastic in their knickers and all this, that and the other. And literally my whole face just fell. I was like 12 with this like 20-something-year-old man talking to me about this, and the owner behind the like desk, the cafe bit, was like, mouthing to me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, no. So I like pretended that I needed the toilet and told my brother what was going on. He was like, "Are you okay?" And whilst I was talking to my brother, they scarpered and ended up going out. But he was wanting me to go for a walk with him down by the river, and I'm like, "No, I'm not going down there."
While he was holding all these red flags, you're like,
Yeah. But I was
Yeah, do you like
12.
red?
Bear
Yeah,
in
yeah.
mind, 12. So I'm not like
He
I
didn't
am
even need
now.
the red flags. He's like an adult talking
Yeah.
to a 12-year-old that he doesn't know. Go on, let's go for a
Yeah.
walk. It's like
Got a
Obviously-
huge thing over his head.
Then
that's like
this
Richard
got
Benson.
round. We lived in a
Yeah.
village, and it got round the whole village, and they literally went out hunting for these people. They'd obviously scarfed in the night and everything, but I obviously wasn't the first person for that to have happened. I just happened to have parents that had warned me about it and told me to like trust my instinct if I felt uncomfortable, and I was really lucky that I had good people around me at that point in time. But that isn't always the case, and like I've obviously got a 7-year-old daughter who will eventually be allowed to go out and interact with people, and it terrifies me. And even my currently 11-year-old boy, he's so innocent and so sweet that he would actually be led astray. If somebody was to turn around to him and be like, "Yeah, I've got a nice dog you can go pet," I know for a fact he'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's go see the dog." And it's like, no.
no.
If a person
Logan.
mentions a dog when you're out in the street, just tell them to
Do you
fuck
know
off.
how mental that is? So see here, like we guys, like we 6-year-olds wear balaclavas and walks about with knives. That's mental. Like it just shows you a different aspect.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
To any viewers, that is what Logan's talking about, his local area. That is not what here is like. The area he lives
to be
in.
honest,
I have seen no kids in balaclavas with knives in my area.
It's your mental, man. I was walking my dog in the night and I was like seeing these guys with balaclavas. I was
What are
like,
you doing going about at night where you live? Do you know what happens at night where you live?
I need to walk
Yeah,
the dog.
stabbed by
They
an
get
alligator.
stabbed by
You
a
need to be
6-year-old.
in by 7 o'clock at night where you live.
But I know them, so it's alright. They know
Alright.
I know them.
Where Logan lives
Oh,
is
well, that's
basically
okay if you know them.
bird
Aye,
trails
so you'll
all
be able
the
to tell the
time.
police when you're dead.
So
You
you'll
know them.
that
It's alright, I know them. Yeah, I know them. It's okay, I'll tell them when I'm
Don't worry, I
dead.
know them.
So I don't have teenagers just yet, but I can't imagine not knowing where my kids are at 10 o'clock. So I don't know why these parents haven't got more control or actually know what is going on with their children. So
Well,
I
they
will
might
be.
drunk, high, or you know,
Check it
I
out.
get. I
Or
think
working.
that's a big
or
difference
working. Yeah.
between but also if they are at work, why is the neighbours and my neighbours, if my kids were like being little shits, they would turn around and be like, "Yeah, your kid was doing this today."
Fear's a
Why-
big part of it. Like, see, because your kids are decent and you're decent, then they'd be able to do that because they'll be, this is what decent people do.
Yeah.
You tell them people are kicking off. See if you live next door to a group of psychos and they've raised psycho kids. There's no fucking way you'll do that because you'll wake up next day, your car will be tanned, your windows will be tanned, your shed's on fire, and you're worried you're gonna...
It'll be by them all because you told her little baby was misbehaving.
Aye.
See, I
It's-
had this the other day outside my house. There was 3 kids. I say kids, they must have been 15, 16-year-olds. One of them was on a moped and he was giving another one a lift on the back with no helmet on. And instantly I was like, fuck, that if he falls off that, he's dead. He's like fucked. And then they started touching my car. So I ended up going outside and was like, "Can you move away from my car now?" And they all sort of looked at me and like rolled their eyes at me and walked away. And I was just like, why are these kids thinking it's okay to touch other people's... Like, they were leaning on it. It wasn't like they'd tripped and fell and like used my car to get them up. They were literally leaning on my car. My kids would not do that. My kids would... Carry on.
In my experience, what I found with that, you've done the best thing you can possibly do, even though you got the eye rolls and that, is they're testing a boundary. Seeing you as a single mum with 4 kids, like, right, this might be an easy target. Now, maybe they were just kids being kids, but because of the job I have now and the job I've done previously, there's always you do the easy thing first. You know, you say, "Oh, fuck off." And if the parent goes, "No, you fuck," and they're like, "Okay, we can't do this with this person because this person will go daft us." Whereas if you were submissive in any way or didn't do anything, the next time they come round, they might do a bit more. Then they might put more pressure on you, and it might just be for the fun of like maybe harassing you because you get a chase or whatever, or it could be something more sinister. I mean, again, teenagers have also been dicks for as far as I remember, because I also remember being a teenager and being a dick. So it could just be something as innocent as kids just being like, they've just decided to hang out here. We're just gonna leave it in this car, and then if someone gets us in trouble, like whatever, and then you walk off. But again,
it's a perfectly good tree next to my car that they could have lent on.
yeah, but it's cool. You're leaning against the car.
Yeah.
Again, it's so hard. But again, I think because of the sectors you and I work in, our minds maybe go to things that are maybe worse than they are.
Yeah.
Which I jump to a lot of conclusions, but I can't help it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But at the same time, we can't be scared of everyone. We need to be able to protect our shit.
I have a baseball bat in my room. Like, if I have to, I'm going to run
Have you got
outside
a
with
sock
that.
on the end of it, so if anybody grabs it, they grab the sock, and then you can still... No?
I will now.
On the end
That
of
is
it.
genius.
Now.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're playing D&D, and not
like
a Tuesday, but next Tuesday coming.
Right, anyway, guys, I think let's move on to some
Holy
less
shit.
exciting topics. Right, what have we got?
See, I
Positive.
like these things because it's interesting to see other
Same.
people's views on it.
Maybe we shouldn't stream them.
Nah, we're fine, we can move on. What I did say though is I did say that Sally was going to start running her own show. I called it Trauma Centre and nobody laughed. Nobody said anything. I was like, really? We're just going to call it Trauma Centre?
We're gonna call it Trauma Twitch.
No, I actually went for it. I wasn't a funny thing. I said, listen, that's not a bad idea if you want to
thought
do a
you were
show
being
like that.
serious.
Serious. So did I. I thought you were being absolute serious.
I reckon it would help me immensely.
I'm all for Sally doing her mental health episodes and talking about this kind of stuff. I'm all for it. However, that's not what tonight was meant to be. Right? I like the idea of Sally coming on and she'll get like friends and that.
But
to come
when,
on and all
Lee?
talk about these kind of
But
issues.
when, Lee?
I
When?
don't- Well, she can do Sundays, man. Sally can tell me her own schedule. I don't need to tell her schedule for you. Gaming Monday to Friday, and at the weekend, holy shit gets real. Right?
Weekends they're
It's
everywhere.
sad Sundays, I'm afraid.
Sad Sundays.
And then at the end of the episode, Sally can be like, and tomorrow on Check Gaming, you can watch us have fun. But today, we're going to talk about childhood near-death experiences and pets that you watch die in front of you. Well, okay then, some really sad shit.
Don't talk about pets. Oh.
Pets
Oh,
living forever, all the time,
up on the farm.
and being happy.
They just go up to the farm upstate.
Oh.
Did you see
Don't
the
say that
size
to-
of my mum's dog's paw?
Yeah.
How huge is it? It's like the size of my hand.
My niece, she's like 1 in a few months. She grabbed my dog's paw and it was so cute because
Yeah.
the paw and that little tiny hand. They're exactly the same age as well.
Aww.
This is now Pet Corner. Let's compare sizes of paws.
I'm glad you
Sanity
said
pet
paw.
gaming.
I was actually saying, who are you? I know
See, that's
3 of you have got pets. Logan's got his doggy Wog. Rachel's got her doggy. Sally, do you have pets?
I don't have pets. My mum and dad just have 3 dogs that I steal.
that your pet.
Scott, you're not a pet guy, are you? You've not got pets.
I've not got pets. I work too
Got a
many
big enough
hours.
beard to look after.
Well, I mean, you can have a small pet that could live in his beard.
Oh, I love myself and I work
Oh,
a
like
few
a little
hours.
bird.
Yeah. That just pops out.
I've considered like getting a turtle and stuff like that, like sort of low maintenance ones, but
Yeah, they're cool.
Ah, turtles are
And maybe you go to
low
eat a
maintenance.
chip, and the bird comes out your beard and eats the chip, and then goes back in. And you get more and more frustrated as you're trying to eat your dinner.
Isn't that an episode of something?
I
Family
think
Guy.
it's Family Guy.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going to say regular show.
Could be right. I mean, I'm sure that joke has been done at least 10 times. Because there's nothing original in the world anyway.
My kids have been asking to watch Family Guy, and I'm like, no. We were talking about this with Leon.
fair,
weren't we?
Family
We
Guy
were
is
talking
usually
about this. We were actually
Yeah.
talking about this on the last Sanity check-in, I think. In fact, we talked about most of this conversation, most of the conversation this evening.
Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio at all, I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now.
No, Leo Dio, you're probably right. So,
Family.
No, it's Henry Cavill last time.
oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
he did do a whole bit. I'm always surprised to find out that Family Guy is not only still on, but it's still being made.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
weird.
Is it? I thought
Essentially.
that was done.
It's 20 odd
I
seasons in.
watch it really.
South Park's like so we watched that at, like when it first came out and it was like hilarious and everything like that. I've never been a fan of South Park. Like I've never
No.
really got into it, and I don't see my kids getting into it. I can see my kids getting into Family Guy, and they quite like American Dad on the odd occasion that they've watched that. But again, I don't
Oh.
really let them.
I loved South Park up until about like maybe season 10 or 11ish. It's still pretty alright, but it was like I loved it back then, and it's just okay. I think the only show that I still absolutely adore every episode is Bob's Burgers.
I've never watched
I
that.
kept trying to do Bob's Burgers, and I've never really enjoyed it. Like I keep watching, like I should like this, but I don't.
Can you say Purple Burglar Alarm?
Purple burglar alarm. If I can say
No,
it,
you didn't do it right.
Purple burglar alarm. There you go.
Purple burglar alarm. Hey, I did it.
Yeah, it's like I think it's why these shows that people either like or they don't. It's like it's,
You like Rick and Morty?
I like the first 2 seasons, and then it's not been really good since.
I'm interested to see what happens with Justin Roiland. The voice of Rick and Morty has been kicked off the show.
Oh, there's about 1 million people that can do the voices. The problem is
I've
he was
never
quite
watched.
a big writer for it.
Aye,
He's probably
the
still
That's
getting
why.
royalties.
thing is,
They have one.
You can, one or the other, you can keep going. Like, come on.
They have one guy. They have one guy in mind who's a TikToker, and even whatever the guy got kicked off, Roland or something.
There's about 1 million people that can do their voices.
I know, but see the guy on TikTok, he does it literally pitch perfect.
I guarantee you gave Richard a week, he could do the voices perfectly.
Do you want to put that on?
don't know what you're talking about, Morty.
Right? I'll bet.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
He can do.
Oh,
think
jeez,
he'll
Rick,
be
I
able
don't
to
know.
do Rick's
No,
I
no.
feel some anxiety coming up on here.
Him a sanity check T-shirt.
Yeah, you'll have to buy me a Sanity Check T-shirt if Richard can't do it in a week.
Oh, jeez, Rick. I feel some high anxiety feelings here. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, Morty.
Martin, that's
I
not bad.
told you he's Rick. I told you it was Rick that he would get within a week.
Oh, jeez.
What I would say is, how do we judge this? Like, who do we judge this by? Does he have to record something? We take something from the show, and then it's like, oh, which one's Richard and which one's the show? It's like the one with the poor sound quality.
It's just all
Pretty
of us,
much.
isn't it?
Pretty much the one with the
Except
percent
me and
quality.
Logan,
Watched it.
Except me and Logan, obviously, because we're gonna say it's got to be you, so go.
I'll tell you a show that was really good. Venture Brothers. Venture Brothers. That's
Adventure
what it's
Time.
called. No, not Adventure Time. Venture Bros. It was really good. That was an Adult Swim thing. Venture. Oh yeah, Venture Bros. This is, oh god, this is how old I am. If it was same animated style as what? Oh, Johnny.
Adventure Time.
It's
Johnny
not
Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Time. No.
Johnny English.
No.
Johnny.
Uh,
Johnny Rotten. Johnny.
Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. Johnny
Johnny
Cash. Johnny Cash. Johnny Rash.
I'll just leave. No, it's like basically see a kind of 80s animation. It was almost like a kind of Scooby Doo-esque kind of animation to it, and it's a lot of kind of
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's not Johnny Bravo. That was the
Captain
90s
Caveman.
animation style. It was
Johnny
completely
Bravo
different.
was in Scooby Doo.
So what? The guys from Supernatural were in Scooby Doo. Doesn't
Oh,
mean
I
that
love that episode. It's brilliant. Does anybody
Yeah,
know
we got-
anybody like Dean? No.
Dean, the guy from it.
Jensen
Oh, if David was in, he loved the Supernatural show.
Aye, David watches a lot of Supernatural.
I love Supernatural. I've watched
You
all
don't-
15 seasons.
I never bothered watching that.
Oh, it's brilliant. You should. I highly recommend. That's why I've got a devil's trap under my floor.
Johnny Quest was the name I was looking for.
Jesus Christ. Johnny
Yeah,
Quest.
that's-
That's old.
That is like old.
That rings a bell,
PD's been a
Logan.
long time.
Yeah, that's
Johnny
older than
Quest
you.
was-
Yeah.
Oh, PD's been a long time. Jonny Quest was also remade, I think, sometime in the 90s as well.
Oh, everything's remade. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 2010 edition.
I don't doubt, but yeah, that's Adventure Rose was kind of a spin on all that kind of stuff. It's really good. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. It's a show about failure and being unable to live up to the expectations of the people that came before you.
Oh, so
And,
Beavis and
I
Butthead.
think it's inspired by Indiana
I don't
Jones.
need to watch anything like that.
This is before Indiana Jones, I'm pretty sure.
Was it inspired like Indiana Jones was inspired by it? I mean,
They were all inspired by the pulp comics.
They're like the serials. Are like basically exactly what Scott said. Started pulp comics from like the 30s. Like Doc Samson, that kind of stuff. Doc Samson and the guy that goes to Africa. What's his name?
Conan, the ones with the muscly men fighting alligators.
I remember the
Lee.
Oh Christ, what's his name?
Yeah, Lee, you need to pull your pants up. Your age is showing. Jesus
but
Christ.
yes, that's who they were. That's who Indiana Jones. Which I think there's a specific guy that I'm thinking of. Alan Quatermain.
Alan Quatermain.
Sean Connery plays him in League
League of Gentlemen.
I love the League of Gentlemen.
It's not the first time Alan Quatermain's been played in a film, though.
It's one of the bad movies that I enjoy.
That's not the first time Alan Quatermain's been played in a film. There was a couple of films out with Alan Quatermain.
Yeah. One of my favourite adventure movies growing up. And I think it's because I liked Indiana Jones. I like this, but I think it actually predates Indiana Jones. I don't know. He does a bunch of stuff. Gets in
I've not watched Indiana Jones. I've not watched one of them.
That's fair.
Even I've watched Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
I've not watched.
Have you watched any Indiana Jones movies?
No. I know who it is, and I know the gist of the storyline because it's obviously such a famous.
Even I've seen it.
You'll
I've never
enjoy it,
watched
but some things don't age well in it.
Well, it's
Nothing
1940s.
Jones does not take no for an answer.
Mate, it's the 1940s, mate. It's based. It's in the 1940s. So.
I know.
I let the
Don't do
kids
the maths on the woman that he's kind of like
Yeah.
Don't do the maths on when he met her because he talks about it and then he opens like, yeah, you loved it, and you're like, she was 14. He was like, I don't think she loved it.
Yeah.
No, I let the kids watch Bill and Ted. The other day.
Nice.
They like that. They loved
Is there
it.
anything bad about it?
There's a sequel to that I've still to watch.
No,
Yeah.
This Journey or the new one?
The new one, isn't it?
new one's
The
alright.
new one's fun, huh? Yeah.
New one's
It's
alright.
good because they make it less about
Yeah, excellent.
the new one's good, man.
The Bill and Ted's
I like
Excellent
that, actually.
Adventures really, really good. Simply because it has aged well. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, they're not terribly bad guys. They're quite forward thinking and all
I
that.
think my favourite thing to introduce to the kids was Back to the Future because obviously Back to the Future was set. I think it was 2020 or something like that, wasn't it? Like
yeah.
that's
2015, 2016.
Because it was 30 years ahead, 30 years back. It was 1955 and 2015.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
so like
1985,
introducing that to the kids, and they're like, oh, so that's on, and it's like we don't
Yeah.
have hoverboards or anything like that, and watching their brain just like.
Oh, we do kind of,
very
but
fun.
We have hovers, they're just not what we were
Same with
promised.
Blade
We
Runner.
have 3D, it's not what we were promised.
We
We
have
don't have
stuff.
we don't have self-drying jackets.
That would be
and we
so
got
cool,
trainers
so
that-
handy.
They did make the trainers that lace themselves up, but
Yeah.
I don't think they were very good. Like these are uncomfortable.
To be honest, I'm surprised that they've not designed a shoe that just doesn't have laces. Like so, like no like
Yeah,
Velcro.
Velcro.
But,
they're called
Velcro,
Crocs.
but,
Maybe
like,
you
not like
can get
Velcro.
shoes without
Like-
laces.
It's
Slip-on
like
shoes.
the invented
You
shoes.
can get
Yeah,
many shoes without laces.
the
no, but I
invented
mean, like,
shoes.
stylish ones. Why are we still using laces when we can have shoes that don't need them?
The invented shoes that are self-drying and have no laces. They're called Crocs.
That's why we don't wear them.
That's why we don't wear them. Yeah.
It did make me laugh though with the because like laces are the weirdest thing in the world. Like why the fuck? Like give us a second, Logan. We're not finished our thought.
I'm not really annoyed by that Crocs comment.
Okay, go on then. Oh, I'm gonna stop. What I'm saying defend
Crocs are
Crocs.
class. They're class.
Let's see your
Good
Crocs.
talk. He's wearing them right now,
That
mate.
doesn't sound right to me.
I've got my
Yes,
own.
of course he
They're
does.
Ah, he's
I
getting
don't know
dead,
if
right?
Logan reaches in at your age range, Sally, but you said it's okay. You're not allowed to ask him for that.
No, he's too young for me. Jesus Christ.
Is he?
Fucking hell.
Is he really?
Cradle snatcher.
Oh, she's old enough to be his older sister.
I love how I literally just love how Rach caught on to what they were talking about there. She was, oh my. He'll be all hot on the water. Oh, is he hot? I think it's hot.
I hate you.
Speaking of Rachel, she needs to choose the next subject because she's not talked in a while.
Hang on,
Oh,
Lee
don't
hadn't
make-
finished his thought.
I forgot. Oh yeah, I was just saying, laces are stupid. I don't know why we still use them. Velcro's far superior.
Well, they used laces back in the day. I mean, they used to tie up right up their legs, remember? That's to keep their foot.
Yeah,
I use
laces-
ribbons on my docks.
Yeah.
Ribbons.
It's.
With
That-
my shoes, I tie the laces, and then some of them I just pull them off and on. Like I don't actually use the laces; they're just there.
I think a lot of
Sort of
trainers are
thing.
designed that way now. Just like you tie that once and you
Oh,
know.
hi, we.
Yeah.
There was a time laces made sense,
Yeah.
but now it's not the
I
time
think
that it
they're
makes
on-
sense anymore.
Important on work boots. That
Yeah.
they don't come off whilst you're going up a ladder.
Yeah, but Velcro works just as well as laces. In fact, you might
No,
even be
Velcro,
safer because you don't need to worry about them going loose if you step the wrong way climbing up the
Thing
ladder.
is with Velcro though, is it can come apart.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It could perish because you could get the dust and things
So
within
does
the...
laces. I think
No,
laces
but you can
do that.
replace
They're
the
not as bad,
laces
though.
without replacing the whole shoe, whereas you can't really replace Velcro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
get
so-
1000% you
Croc-
could design a boot that you could replace the Velcro on it.
Crocs steel toe caps, problem solved.
This
They got
is.
full-wheel drive mode.
We have solved the humanitarian crisis
Let's
right
start.
here.
Let's start with world hunger next.
Yeah, let's fix politics.
Get the Tories out.
Believe it.
We've covered that at length. So everyone knows where Sanity Check Gaming
Fuck the Tories.
stands on the Tories.
Yeah.
Fuck the Tories. Right, let's go. You pick one.
Mine's gone blank. She can't think now.
You're on the spot. Think
We're all
faster.
looking at you, Rachel.
Yes. All.
Would it help if we all screamed?
There's 9 viewers watching you right now. There's 9 viewers watching you right now who stumble under pressure. I'm only joking.
6 of them's here.
I hate myself.
Well, why don't we... Have you been watching anything on TV you'd want to discuss?
Good talk. Right.
Who do you
Would you-
think Phoenix is on Masked Singer? I think it's David Tennant.
I don't watch.
There's no
I've
David
never
Tennant.
seen Masked Singer
It's
before.
not,
What makes you think it's not David Tennant?
It's
because
too good.
it's too big.
Too tall.
What do you mean he's too big? How the fuck can you see him? You can see his legs.
What it means is he's
I,
too big a
I
star.
feel like, I feel like he's too popular for that.
Oh, I
Shit.
see. I thought you meant too big as in like his weight.
His cock, obviously, his cock's too big. Yeah, yeah. that's-
Oh yeah, big David Tennant.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How do
Plus,
you
he's
feel about
from
him
the
being
Doctor Who.
back in Doctor Who briefly?
Oh
I'm
my
quite
god,
interested, to be
he's
honest.
the best Doctor.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
he's my favourite Doctor.
I did like him. I liked Matt Smith, and then I did kind of like Peter Capaldi. Is that his name? Getting that right?
No one ever
The guy that
likes.
I've met in like real life and still can't
No
remember his
one
name.
ever likes Chris Eccleston. Like, Jesus.
How-
To be fair, Chris Eccleston was let down because he's kind of a knobhead, and then so he's
I
let
thought
down
he
by
was
himself and his bad personality.
Still the
And
better
then I don't
Doctor.
want to get typecast. Okay,
He was still the better
just-
Doctor.
I think so. I never liked him.
I find
I
it
never
weird
watched
that
that
Matt
one.
Smith sort of jumped, didn't he? It was like nice, wholesome Doctor Who to House of Dragons. It's like,
Well, Matt
difference.
Smith has got an interesting career because he's done Doctor Who, and then he just kept picking the worst possible
The
things to
Doctor-
be in, and then he
Oh,
eventually
yeah.
landed on House of the Dragons, and they're like, he's good in that.
David
I don't know,
Tennant was in
David
critical
Tennant.
role.
And
in
David
Doctor Who.
David
Was.
Tennant was the purple
Yeah.
guy in Jessica Jones.
That was great. He was
Yeah,
brilliant.
he was
Oh,
fucking
he was
brilliant
good
in
in
that.
that, yeah.
yeah.
He's in Good
That's
Omens.
Really good in that.
He's in Good
Aye.
Omens as well.
He's great in that, but Good Omens, he's not far off a Doctor character there. It's like,
Yeah, he knows his lane. He knows his lane. You know, like he's not.
no,
stupid.
when he plays Purple Man, he's no anything like
I
that.
thought he
He's
voiced
that.
he
He
voiced
just the arsehole, yeah.
he voiced Scrooge
Is that
McDuck
it?
as well in the DuckTales reboot.
That's correct. Yeah.
Hey, he was also Bertie Crouch Jr. in
Yeah, he was the hair.
Harry Potter.
Oh, right, yes.
He was
Full circle.
But I was gonna say with Lisa and Peter Capaldi. Does anybody watch Devil's Hour? That was the last show I watched properly and enjoyed.
Did anybody watch the Brits the other night?
Are you going to go and talk about Sam Smith, right?
Smith's
Yeah.
outfit.
He looks like
Was
a
it an
kid.
outfit? It just looked like a balloon of some. It was
I
weird.
think Sam Smith has basically looked at what Boy George done during his career and went, "Yep, that's for me," and then that was it.
It was in a hot balloon.
Did you hear the bloke that presented it called Lewis Capaldi, Sam Capaldi?
It's that, yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Which was ridiculous. And then Lewis Capaldi put up a picture and photoshopped his head onto Sam Smith's outfit.
See, I think Lewis Pickard, he understands what's going on.
Lewis
It's like, yeah, this is just all
Lewis
meaningless.
is-
Like, don't pretend it's anything else. It's all stupid.
Aye, but
None of it
was
matters, and he just does it.
Was that not scripted though? Because
I
someone said
don't
on
know if
Twitter,
it was
like, Mo
scripted.
Gilligan said it was meant to be.
Lewis
I don't know,
Capaldi's...
but I thought it was brilliant, and I love Lewis Capaldi.
Oh
I think
yeah,
he's
he
hilarious.
gets it. He does. He gets it.
Yeah, I think he understands about fame and that, just how meaningless it all is, and then he just mocks it. Whereas there's ones that take themselves incredibly seriously.
Like Sam
how
Smith.
He literally
Well,
walked him down the tune.
Oh,
Sam Smith is like,
the
trying,
famous-
they are trying really hard. Not
the famous taking themselves too seriously was Will Smith at the Oscars.
he beat the
Oh,
shit out
that
of
was
big little
ridiculous.
Chris Rock. It's like, come on, man.
I can't
Oh.
wait when
You're
he
a
does
foot
it.
taller and 6 stone heavier than that guy.
I have to laugh though. The Oscars before that, you've got like everybody slagging fuck out of celebrities taking themselves too seriously and sitting telling people how to vote and what all that kind of stuff. And then it's just like the next Oscars, it's like they're frigging cracking people in that.
I don't really
Although I
understand.
think it was rigged. I think it was a setup.
I don't
so-
like Jada Smith. I think she's.
There's no-
I'm going to ask
She's a
Richard's
nasty-
opinion. Did that punch look familiar to you?
It wasn't a punch. It
Will
was an
Smith
open
did.
hand slap. He was going to punch him and then decided
Yeah,
to
it was
slap
a
him.
slap.
Hmm.
All I'm saying is it looked like a worked punch for wrestling.
So when I did acting with Danny, we got told that slaps are actually better off being real because
Yeah.
you can't really fake a slap, whereas a punch you can fake.
I'd
that is why I was always
I'd have
slapping
slapped sore
Danny.
for a couple of minutes. You don't get a broken jaw.
The thing is, Jenna
broken
Pickett
hand.
Smith is an absolute nasty piece of work. Nasty
Yeah.
piece of work.
I've not heard anything good about her.
I mean, she was definitely meant to be with Tupac. That's all I've got to say.
What I always say is, I mean, look at the like. If you want to like see how good a parent is, go look at her kids. Her kids are bonkers. So like, okay. I'm not gonna do this.
It's like nearly every celebrity. I'm pretty sure everybody's celebrities' kids are like psycho in some way.
That's
I think
yeah.
Bruce Willis and Demi Moore seem to raise some normal ass kids.
Yeah, all they had to do was break up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
they're still like present in their lives. So
I don't think Victoria Beckham and David Beckham have done a bad job so
Yeah, but
far.
they've got stupid names though.
By the
Most
hell,
celebrities' kids have stupid names.
Did
I
they?
mean,
face it.
Chris Martin's kid's called Apple.
Yeah, I think that's.
I know,
what it
I
was.
mean, what the fuck?
There is no.
David Bowie called his kid Zowie Bowie, which I thought was hilarious.
You remember when Peach's girl dog
He changed
dropped
his name.
her
So it's
baby?
Peaches, yeah.
out
she
the pram?
dropped her baby.
Yeah, like the pram tipped over and the baby wasn't strapped in, and the baby ended up on the floor. Does anybody remember that?
I do.
No, but holy
I
fuck.
heard that.
No.
Remember when Peaches Geldof was famous? That was weird.
Well, she's dead now, isn't she?
Is she?
As far as I'm aware,
I'm sure she died of an overdose a couple of years ago.
Oh, you're right, mate. You've said it out loud. Yeah.
Jesus, that's grim if that's
Sorry,
the case.
trauma.
No, that is grim if she's
Oh,
old.
yeah,
For,
they're
like,
dead.
8 years. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean,
Okay.
that's
It's bad when you say someone's dead and it's like, they're not dead, they're still alive.
well, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, when you consider who her mum was, that's grim.
Yeah, Paula Yates. Yeah.
Yeah, Polly Yates for sure. Yeah, fucking hell.
That's mental. I actually forgot Peaches Geldof was dead. She had 2 kids.
She certainly did.
That's
So-
really sad.
So, Rach, we'll give you an extra like 20 minutes there. If you came up with an idea what you want to talk about yet.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Well, why don't we do some gaming stuff so you get a sanity check gaming? How do we talk about some stuff?
Oh wait, can we talk about the
Oh,
Oscars?
no, never mind.
just before?
Yeah, we've talked about the sanity, so
Brendan
Wait, say
Fraser's
what?
Sanity
going to
just
win.
comes with it.
And then face it off for the whale.
He's going to win it. Oh, the
Of course he's going to win it. It was an award-winning, like, serious movie
Oh,
where an
see,
actor
oh.
that's came
In a
back.
fat suit, yeah.
But here's the
Didn't
thing.
he? Didn't he not go to the thing though?
Well, he's not going to though.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't go to the Oscars, like,
Don't
because
want
of
to
what
get
happened.
slapped by Will Smith.
No,
Oh, just because of Hollywood.
no, there was like a I can't remember if it was a producer or something, but I'm pretty sure it was at the Oscars, where that was where he got groped.
Aye.
I think the world did him dirty. He was
Alright.
such a good actor.
Canada did him dirty.
Uh,
Canada did
no,
him
what-
dirty. Fuck's sake.
I was
Divorce.
gonna say, basically what happened with him was he complained. Somebody groped him. He complained. The guy apologised, and then no more work came.
Well, this is how his work didn't dry up. He just did smaller roles. Like that's I don't know why people ever keep saying this. Like he didn't do any other roles.
No,
He did those-
higher up.
his TV roles.
Higher,
Aye, like he
I
didn't do
mean-
higher up films.
he stopped getting higher up films.
He
after
was in
that.
every film at one point.
Right.
At one
I
point,
will-
he was in
He
every
was
single.
he was
90s
going to
film.
be like he was getting set up to be like your next what's his face Han Solo. My brains went half.
Right, I would argue this point because if you remember, after the Mummy Night, he picked several roles and he picked a lot of flops in a row. Also, he destroyed his knees and his back with the Mummy roles.
Yeah.
And he also went through a horrifying divorce, and I believe it was a Canadian divorce.
It's literally
And they have
just
a
saying
weird
that.
law,
Yeah.
which basically says that, like, as an example, let's say he was making 50 million a year. Then they say, okay, you owe your wife 20 million a year from now going forward. And he's like, but what if I don't make that money? And they went, you owe your wife 20 million a year going forward, regardless of your ability to earn that money. And that kind of financially ruined him and ruined him from Hollywood because he was going through all this. Couldn't work because his knees and back were fucked. Picked a few roles in a row that were clunkers. But then he eventually had to dig his way all out. But yeah, there's a
That's
lot
what
of
I'm
stuff
saying.
happening in the face.
Aye, Canada did him dirty.
But there's a few big celebs that kind of went down that and got destroyed because of their rules, and it was they're unfair rules, you know.
Aye. He was a run-up for Superman as well, by the way. I found that out recently.
Aye, we see. Aye, when that was when Nicolas Cage and that was getting posted for it, wasn't it? Aye.
This is something that I've been talking to someone about recently. That Henry Cavill's meant to be in the running for being the new Bond.
Killed.
No,
He's too big.
no, look at it.
He's too big as well.
Idris
It's
Elba.
no,
When you say too big, do
Idris
you mean
Elba.
too big as in too buff or too like big as in
Too-
celebrity?
Too famous.
Celeb, probably.
Right.
Famous. Daniel
I'm
Craig
with
was not
Richard.
famous before he was Bond.
I'm with Richard. I'm with Richard. Idris Elba's the one that's got to get it.
Aye, Idris
No
Elba will get it.
And he is.
Absolutely
Nah.
no fucking
No.
chance. He's far too
No
old.
way.
Bond's meant to be quite old.
Aye, Bond was always meant to be quite old.
And moving forward, if they're going to be making films for
Remember
15
Sean
years,
Connery was like quite old when he was doing that.
right? Idris Elba is 50 right now.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to make these films for the next 15 years, he'll be sick. No chance. Not in a million
Yeah.
years.
No,
There's a kidney or cell on.
no, Idris Elba will get it because
Who
he'll
would
know
be
he'll not be
your
doing his
favourite
he'll
then?
not be doing his own stunts. He'll be doing very little stunts because that's
Absolutely
what
not.
killed
There's no way-
fucking.
no way he's
That's
already-
what killed Daniel
he said he
Craig.
doesn't want it.
Who will it be then, Lee?
Me, obviously.
Obviously.
Oh, talking too
Richard
old, eh?
Madden. He should get it. Richard
Who?
Madden.
Oh, what?
You
No, from Game of Thrones.
I don't know if he was it. Was
Oh
he?
yeah, yes I, yeah, Scottish boy.
He was in the Bodyguard, or no? That's the
Sure,
one
yeah,
reason who I thought. Richard Madden.
No.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
I can see that because he's not massive.
Yeah. That's the one
Um,
because every.
Oh yeah,
actor
I
who's
just
been
realised who you're
has
talking
been
about.
Famous.
Yeah, it's Rob Stark
Rob
from
Stark,
Game of
yeah.
Thrones.
Oh yeah, right, so it is, aye.
So, man, I had
He's
to-
in that Marvel film.
Yeah, don't hold that against them. Right.
Eternal.
I've never seen it. I don't know what.
You're
I
missing
did
nothing.
like that film. I
Who's that?
found it a bit weird, The Eternals. I found it a bit weird. I couldn't quite keep up with the story. It was like too bitty.
I think they tried something, but you see, you introduce an ensemble cast of big names in a film,
Too
and then
many
like
big
a lot of
names,
shit
yeah.
happen. You're like, cool. So half these guys died, and I'm supposed to care. Also, there's a big thing crawling at the planet that nobody mentions again.
Yeah.
Whoop, that's off to the side. They did introduce Harry Styles into the Universal, so that's fun.
I love
not talk
Harry.
about
I
him.
think he's brilliant.
Well, there you go.
He
There's
should
your
be
next
Bond.
Bond, right? Aye.
Yeah, he should be the next Bond.
No.
No, he's too big. Sorry.
No.
Is he?
He's a dodgy guy, by the way. You know, see his photo shoot with, or who was it? Was it Balenciaga?
Oh
who
no,
was
not Balenciaga. Fucking hell.
He did a photo shoot, and it was like his lyric. I can't mind the lyric, but it was maybe one of his 18 songs, and he's holding like a child's mattress, and there's like a lot of controversy about that. Have you not seen it?
No, I've not seen that.
God,
I know
wait till
the
you
whole
send it.
saga with Balenciaga or whatever it's called. I know that they're like into
Right.
kids sex trafficking. I know
Aye.
that, but yeah, I don't know about all that with Harry Styles.
Right, I'm reading a story with the Bond
Oh,
producers,
I think
and they
it's
have an
good too.
iron rule for the Bond thing. Nobody over 40 is getting the role. That's
there
what
you
the
go.
Bond producers say.
Oh, bullshit, they're ruining it then.
You could be 38, mate. Like, you know.
No,
What age is Richard Madden?
36 or 7.
30s.
Oh, he's close. Let's get him.
It's fine.
that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
just go for
Who
it.
the fuck? That's my
You can't-
point.
You can't date any more Lee.
I think
Nobody
they should
over
have a
40.
female Bond.
Nobody
You're
over
just
40.
a tiny bit too old.
Cool, guys. I mean, I was in the running. They were on the phone the other day, but I look.
But that's what they're saying. Nobody over 40. Come on, man. This is
I
who,
said
that
to be fair, I should have said it in the past.
that
It-
pretty
they've
much
got to
rules
think of the
out
franchise
almost
really
everybody. That literally rules out almost everybody.
That's not realistic. There's plenty of actors under 40.
No, you're right. Not named.
Barry Cohagen.
I don't know who that is.
Are you fucking kidding me on?
And there's your point. There's my point. Who else have they got under that's under 40? Right, okay.
Oh, him? Oh, no, I don't like his face. No, I don't know who that is.
And that's
Wow,
geeky.
man.
I don't like his face.
This is my
I'm
again.
not
That's
bad
my
enough
point.
for it,
They do it
Balenciaga.
under 40s.
That's
They've just taken out half the fucking names that they've taken out most of the names that we're going to go with. There's no point. Why would they do that to themselves?
There's no point doing Bond anymore.
No, well that's it. What the fuck is the point of doing that? How?
What do you mean?
Right, okay, so we'll go with the guy that Logan mentioned.
See, devil's advocate.
Who nobody
here,
knows.
Logan. Maybe he just can't hold a full size single mattress.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that one.
I know that I couldn't hold a full size single mattress under one arm.
For sure.
Richard Madden's a good shout. He's 36 years old. That's not a bad shout at all. He's got a good look about him as well.
So he'll be
He's
there
good
for
with his
one
double-
film.
Here's nice-
One film.
Right, Richard, no one can
because
start being Bond under 40, right? But you can continue being Bond beyond 40. What I mean is, like,
So
they're
why
not gonna
can't
hire
Idris
50-year-old
Elba?
Idris
So why
Elba,
why
then
couldn't
in
have
10 years'
Idris
time when
Elba
he's
doing that?
60 and walking in with his dodgy knees and a Zimmer to be.
Depends on
Just
the-
lie about his age to get a job. Lots of people
I
do
think
that.
everyone knows what age. I looked up quite easily. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Hollywood can look up his age quite easily. They didn't say they take it back and shoot them at 40. Just to be 40 when they start the role.
Alright, because look how many films a day, and it depends on the year.
That's it. It
I know
takes 3
Daniel
years
Craig
to do
took
the
a
movies.
while.
Because
I know it
Daniel
took
Craig,
Daniel Craig a while now.
he didn't do it. He wanted to stop doing it after the third one.
Aye, he wanted to
Yeah,
stop
but
doing
it's
because
like-
it ruined him.
He blew it like his knees or
Aye.
it's some part where he destroyed because
Yeah.
he wanted to do his own stunts.
Ah,
And then after
Absolutely ruined him. That's why I'm
I'm
saying they'll probably go for an older Bond for that reason, because I don't think he'll be doing his own stunts, and two, they'll probably go down a wee bit more the less of the action heavy route.
No, I
Well,
feel like
we've
that's
done the
cool.
raging
People love
alcoholic
to use
break.
Bond for the action.
Well, exactly, aye.
That's what the kids want to see these days.
They've debated
Explosions,
gender.
guns, shit like that. Yeah.
They've debated gender flipping them at some point
Yeah.
as well.
Well, they've done that in the new one, did they not? Like, it was the lady that was, she was the
Was it?
007.
Oh, then you've got no
Oh.
choice.
Yeah,
Aye,
this one, lady.
Aye.
not a problem then. It's going to be 20-year-olds, right?
Aye,
No,
she
because
took
he's
over
going to be a veteran of, like, the SES or something, mate. He's not going to be like some 19-year-old playing Bond. That's mental.
They could do a woman
Um,
like that.
he's
They
little
probably, but they would
snide,
do that if they were.
19-year-old woman.
Well, that's my
Well,
point.
obviously, yeah.
That is my point. That's if they're going to do
Yeah.
that, then it's pretty, they're going to have to be a 20-year-old woman, right?
I'm not sure what your point is.
Because that's what's
I
hard.
mean-
Look,
So,
It's the inequality.
it's
So
the inequality of it.
that
I
it
mean,
should- yeah.
yeah, because they're not going to get a 40-year-old woman to play Bond.
No, because
I never
women
said it
can't
was.
have
Yeah.
wrinkles
No,
and grey hair
I
and a
call
saggy
it-
belly
I
and saggy
call it-
tits.
I call it has to be like James Bond. It's got to be a 40-year-old woman doing it, and all her love interest men need to be in their 20s.
Oh my god, I know you were going to say that.
That's fair.
Could you imagine that? Like,
And it has to be like six-packed in his shower, just standing there, and then she's just like, "No, I'm not taking no for an answer." Because that's what James Bond is. He's an alcoholic that doesn't take no for an answer, and then shoots some people while drunk and destroys half a city to stop one terrorist cell.
I think the last time I watched it, Pierce Brosnan was still James Bond. I don't think I've watched it since.
You
I've
didn't see any
only
of the
ever
Daniel
watched,
Craig's?
I
Oh.
was going with
No,
Daniel
no.
Craig's one because the shower
the only
scene.
ones I've ever
Like-
seen.
Right,
Yeah.
Lashana Lynch, who played the double agent in the last one, was 35. Or she is 35, so let's say she was 33 when she made that movie. Which is a respectable age. She can be a 33-year-old Lady Bond, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, for sure.
But this is the thing you need to remember. She wasn't James Bond. What happened in film is
It'd be really weird if
She
she
was
was going
just
to James Bond.
she was
Yeah.
just the 007
like,
status.
she's only 007.
Yeah, she's just a
They kinda
double O
got
agent.
what
It does,
Yeah, she wasn't
I see-
supposed
oh,
to
I
be
see,
like,
Logan,
oh,
you're
she
was
getting-
wasn't
007 at the end,
Yeah, Logan, you're getting dangerously close to the whole thing as a James Bond a code name or an actual person. You're going down that route, mate.
I saw one point where it's like they take them down this graveyard and it is like all the fucking Bonds for the past that every one of them existed. Although I think they messed it up with some point by like acknowledging one of the Bonds.
They
before.
almost did
There
that.
was 2 times they were going to do it. There was once in a Pierce Brosnan one, which I can't remember which one it was, but in Skyfall, the
Yeah.
old gamekeeper was going to be Sean
Sean
Connery,
Connery.
but he was like, "No, I'm not doing it." But they did ask him if he would do it, and he's like, "Nah." So they were going to like try and connect the whole
Aye.
universe and have them all involved.
You know, once you've been down here, Lee, have you been to Bewley?
Which one's
No.
Bewley?
So
No.
Bewley's like a car thing, and they've
Right.
got James Bond's cars
Okay.
in there, and they've got Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and they've got. Do you remember
Also done by Ian
Heartbeat?
Fleming, yes.
The Heartbeat car with the door that opens at the front, but the steering wheel's
Yeah.
still attached to the door. Yeah, they've got all that, and they've got loads of famous cars, and obviously all the ones from Top Gear and everything. And just because you were mentioning James Bond, and they've got the James Bond, like quite a few of the James
DB7.
Bond cars in there and everything, and it's definitely worth going if you come down in the summer. And then you can go on the open top bus and go round, and it's got all old-fashioned cars and
Pretty
everything.
cool.
I
I was
highly
gonna go look at it.
recommend.
Do you know how he drives like Aston Martins and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, one of the cars in the
Our
last
stately home.
film. What?
One of the
It's in
cars
our
in your
stately
stately
home.
home. Yeah, you've got. We know you've got a
Okay,
DB5, right? Okay, you've got Aston Martins for days. Okay.
No, my uncle worked worked at the shop where that was built. Like he worked on the cars and stuff.
Oh, nice.
It was just the CEO of the company.
Yeah, now it's just gathering dust in the garage.
Yeah, they sold it off for a
That's
pittance.
that's where it is.
Yeah.
I will say with the Skyfall one, see when they were hinting that it was another Bond, that was like when they for the villain, they were kind of hinting that way. I think it would have been amazing if it was Pierce Brosnan that was playing him. Like not the old keeper, I mean the villain that was saying that he used to be the favourite.
Yeah. I'm sure I forget the name of the actor, but I know exactly what you mean. But yeah, that would have been interesting. But the thing is, the problem they have with the previous Bond is that his was so 90s action. It was so camp and cheesy.
Just
that's
had
what
it
they tried to
be
get
like,
with.
just be that kind of way where it ended up horrible, like some mission that we never saw did some
Yeah.
horrible stuff to him, and he's just like they abandoned me as soon as that happened. They,
Aye, die another day.
All of us.
Die another
Like,
day.
They abandoned us like everybody. Sorry, like everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like,
Die another day. Exactly. This is the one to go with. That was the one I would go with. Because that was a fucking bomb scare of a film. I don't think you could
Oh.
ever.
I think we've had this discussion before. If you were to have a movie made based on you, who would be the actor to play you?
Idris Elba.
I can see the resemblance now.
Oh, for me, it's Simon Pegg.
Yeah, I can see
Simon Pegg or Seth Green.
Probably Nick Frost for me.
that. Logan?
Mine is really stupid. I was going to say Dolph Lundgren.
Ha!
Maybe he's class.
I mean, you are 6'4" and Swedish, so that makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah, I get that. Salma Hayek.
No, with Logan, I would go with what's his face for the guy that plays Sheldon.
Jim Parsons.
Who is twice Logan's age?
Jim Parsons. Aye, good idea.
Jim Parsons, Jesus.
What about you, Rach? Who would play you?
There's a lot of Bailey, obviously.
Obviously, yes, of course.
Who is
no
also
idea.
twice her age.
No. The ideal one for me is like isn't about anymore because I keep getting referenced to him. Brian Blessed. But
I am Brian. That's it.
I would
Yeah.
be Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Salma Hayek. Because it's a
Um,
fucking film, it doesn't matter.
that's true.
I've just googled skinny white boys to see who looks most like Logan. To be fair, Michael Cera's not a bad shout for you.
Oh, Michael Cera.
Actually fits.
It's like that other guy who played McLovin, but it's either or, right? But
The guy who plays with. Who's the guy who plays with McLovin? Fuck.
McLovin would pull you off there.
he would pull you off, mate. Game 10.
What is his name?
You just have to go in and get him some beer.
I am McLovin.
That's a weird career trajectory for McLovin. What's his actual name? Christopher
very
Mintz.
Christopher A. That's it, aye.
I feel like we're going to see
Christopher
him in a
Mintz.
load of comedies.
I mean, you got to remember that he's actually now 33 years old, right? To
Yeah.
be fair, he's actually not as old as I thought he'd be. But
33.
actually, look, he does kind of look like he'd be honest, man. See now, like, yeah.
I don't think there's any famous
Remember
people
that they're
look
not
like
like
me.
the character.
Rach, you are a white lady with black hair. I can name 15 actresses that look kind of like you.
Nona Ryder.
If we're going for
The,
real old
the only
actresses.
one I could say that looked sort of like me was Brian Blessed when he was younger.
Rachel, with a bit of makeup, Zoe Deschanel.
I
New
know
girl.
who that is. Yeah.
Oh, I know who she is, yes.
Who's that girl? It's Jess. Yep, Rachel. See if Rachel puts some makeup on. I'm pretty sure you could stand them side by side. I'm like, I don't know which one's which.
So everybody said who they think.
So
who
what you're
they
saying?
think.
So what you're saying is Rachel needs to put more makeup on. Is that what you're saying, Lee?
No, I'm saying that the skinny white girls with
uh,
black hair,
uh,
they're all basically
I
interchangeable.
don't have black hair, I have quite dark brown hair.
It looks black on the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
oh,
light.
it's
In real life, remember?
Like Rachel pulls out her clearly black hair and says, "See, it's really dark brown." Okay,
I got red
It's got
hair.
grey bits in it as well.
we all have grey bits.
So we've
Rachel
all said who we think. Now, who do we think other people would like? Who do you think would play Richard?
I'll tell you right.
Google
I'll tell you right now.
beardy
Who's
white
the one
guys.
that goes to the Winchester with Sam Pegg?
Oh, that's Nick Frost. That's who Scott said.
Yeah, I can see that one.
No, Nick Offerman.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, Nick Offerman's a great shout, mate.
Nick Offerman.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be me.
I like that very much. I would also say Zach Galifianakis if he shaved his head.
Maybe a good point. Yeah, but Nick Offerman would probably be Nick Offerman if
Nick
anything.
Offerman's a more definitely better one.
Yeah,
He's oh man, Nick Offerman's one of my favourite actors based entirely on Parks and Recs.
Oh yeah,
But
for
Ron
sure.
Swanson is one of my favourite human beings in the world.
Yeah.
Who doesn't exist?
I think some of the best ones was the scene when he went up when he was in the park and he says, "Oh, you got your permit?" Yes, he says, "Yeah, here's right here. I can do what I want." Signed, Ron Swanson.
It's actually a Scottish actor that I have been compared to before, but it's one of these things where people say like, "Nah," I'm just trying to look up what his fucking name is because I can never remember it. He was what was the name of that guy? He was Priest.
Scottish actor, red haired.
Priest
assuming-
in Blade 2. It'll come back. I'm just googling.
He was
it
in
now.
Blade 2.
Honestly, David Tennant sort of look a wee bit like if he was ginger
Didn't he do
and his
that?
younger days.
Tony Curran is the actor
Curran.
that I have been compared to on several occasions. he is a far better looking man than I am. But there's pictures of Tony Curran. Like if I scrubbed up really good and like had a stylist, I could maybe look like Tony Curran.
I get you.
Yeah, but they always get a more handsome version of you to play you.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see Tony Curran there.
Yeah, we could see him.
There's a ginger.
All I'm saying is whiteness and the ginger outline.
No, I get that. I could see that. Yeah.
He is older than me though. He's like about 10 years older than me. But yeah.
I'm trying to think who.
There's something he's kind of pale and ginger. Yeah, you can play Lee. Yep, that works.
Yeah.
Pale ginger guy.
I'm trying to think who would play Sally.
See, Sally's added the level of difficulty by having the red hair all the time.
Yeah.
Which there's not many. There are plenty. Hundreds of famous redheads.
But remember, they can dye their hair. Aye, the lassie that plays the secretary. You're actually right. That would be quite.
Oh, that would be January Jones.
That'd be a good choice.
Secretary, as in the one that gets treated like a dog.
No,
that was Maggie Gyllenhaal you're thinking of.
No, January Jones is not who I'm thinking of. January Jones was somebody else.
No, I'm thinking the main love interest for that guy, one of the main guys. Right. She was a main character as well.
What are we talking? What are we talking about?
It was the main love story of The Office. I'm talking about the American Office.
Okay.
Oh, Christina Hendricks.
Oh, you were thinking of the other one. I was thinking of the one before.
Christina Hendricks is not a bad. Oh, the person who plays Pam.
Aye.
Oh, right, you mean Pam? Okay, I was thinking Mad Men, but yeah, I can see. But I mean, Christina Hendricks is not a bad shit.
I thought you were talking about Meredith.
Oh my god.
Ellen. Oh no.
You have to say it again because I heard you kind of like whispered it as I'm.
She likes Meredith. I think Sally thinks she likes
We've
Meredith.
already said who we think for Logan and Rach. Because Logan tried to give himself a cool one, we're like, no, it's McLovin.
No, you're Michael.
Yeah, Scott. See, because I'm Nick, I'd be Nick Offerman. I think Scott should be Zach Gillingham. Should be Zach.
It could be Zach Galifianakis, to be fair. He's a versatile actor. Actually, a very good actor as well. There's a lot of like, when he does the serious stuff, or like, is kind of like.
He's really good at the serious stuff, like.
Oh, it's one of those actors that you want. He's a comedian, but like when they do serious, it's like it's heartbreaking and so sad. Like I can't watch this. It's so sad.
Do you know? I quite like watching Jim Carrey's serious roles.
Somebody said Amy Adams. I'm guessing this was for you, Sally.
I don't know, mate. That was for me, mate.
Alright.
Simi59. Yeah, Simi59 said Amy Adams.
Oh, hi Sim.
Amy Adams is not a bad show, yeah.
What serious roles are you talking about, Sally?
Have you ever watched Number 23?
No.
Oh
Yes.
my god, that film is so devastating.
It's brilliant, but yeah, I highly recommend it. Watch it.
I don't. I think it sucks ass.
That one.
Oh man.
Because he doesn't often do serious roles, so when he does, it's like, oh my god, it's like chalk and cheese. It's so weird seeing him be serious.
His most serious role recently he's done Sonic, where he plays a doctor.
He's really good in Eternal Sunshine.
He's funny. He's so
Sorry,
good in
I
Sonic.
was too busy laughing. What did you say?
I was saying he's really good in Eternal Sunshine. That's one he's good.
Aye, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I will be honest, I'd rather Jim Carrey when he's been funny.
I think
He probably shouldn't follow his Twitter, mate.
I understand why he wants to do serious movies, like that's what he wanted to do. But I've never really enjoyed these serious films.
Typecast.
I just no, it's just I think he's far better being funny. I think it's just he's more skilled than that. It's sad for it because it is the contrast. I probably wouldn't bother as much if it wasn't for me going.
Yeah.
Simi says, "Hey Sally."
Tim?
Sim says, "Hey Sally," because you said, "Hey Sim."
I can see now.
I think Kerry does more serious roles because of what was the stuff happened to was it his wife, his girlfriend or something?
Well, Jenny McCarthy did it for a long
wasn't it?
time. That's why he became an anti-vaxxer.
But I was gonna say, but it was taking the serious roles. I think it was just he was tired of being considered less of an actor because sadly Hollywood considers comedy actors second rate, even
Yeah,
though
but
it's
that's
a
the same with
very
Robin
hard skill.
Williams.
Same with Sandler as well.
Aye, and the thing is, it's like you can get comedy actors that can turn into a regular actor in another movie, and it works a lot of the time. Very rarely do I find a normal actor that can pull off a comedy act easily, unless they're already a funny person. Like I'm trying to get actors that started off in serious roles, then moved into comedy.
Geoffrey Rush.
There's one actor, Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, that's probably the prime example. Geoffrey Rush.
That's the one I can think of.
And Geoffrey Rush. Captain Barbossa, if you're
You know
wondering
who wanted to do comedy and they would never let him do it? Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
He'd be fantastic at it because when you hear his interviews, he's quite funny.
Yeah.
I don't doubt for a second. It just made me laugh. Like I think after Hannibal Lecter, we were
I want a Hannibal Lecter like spoof.
They did that. It was Loaded Weapon. They did that in Loaded Weapon. So,
I think he did. That's a good point. He did do that. I mean, I think the closest he ever got to doing kind of comedy was in Thor, and even his scenes have got. He's got such gravitas in every scene. You know,
that is a problem with him. He has such gravitas to him. That's his problem.
But he could lean into the comedy of it, like him saying things that are stupid with such gravitas could be quite funny.
You'd probably, but you'd just be his delivery would be like would be so good that you'd like you're right.
So, yeah, apparently Simmy has a good point there. He has just joined and he apologises for anything covered, but he did hear rumours of a vampire game coming up at some point. Any details?
Games? Fuck, we
Games? We're not. Well, we stop. We haven't talked about a single game since we came on, mate. You should have joined in right at the start. First 10 minutes was all games. Yeah, we stick to the name of Sanity Check Gaming. It's all been Sanity Check since. It's 10 minutes of gaming. The rest was sanity checking. We just make sure we're okay.
It's just trauma dump on everyone. No, I want to do the vampire game. One, it's a confidence issue. I don't know if I'd stream it. But then at the same time, I do think that being a first time DM would be quite a good stream to do.
Oh god, yeah.
We could just record it and put it up if you want to.
Yeah, so
stick it on YouTube
because it can be edited. Like I say, if anything, if you don't feel about, you can edit around.
For Twitch, but it can be edited for
for YouTube.
Yeah. But we've never edited anything yet, so why would we start now? So.
No, I do think it'd be quite a good sort of like how you develop as a DM, because obviously you lot have all come in and you've been DMing for at least a year before you've done it. So if you were to come in and be like, yeah, DM virgin, I think it'd be quite good to see the progression. That if I was to carry on a year down the line, to then look back and think, oh fucking hell.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I like putting up our content is that I would like one day for us to do a react video to our own early episodes. I think that'd be great. It's like in 3-4 years' time, we'd go back, okay, let's go and watch what the Felonium was like, or what Blade Runner was like, or whatever it was like. I'm like, oh my god, we're all so awful all the time. Oh.
Just so young.
Yeah,
look how young we are.
And old, as we're living in the fucking nuclear wasteland, we managed to find a working computer.
But it's also like a timing issue. I don't have an awful lot of time to sit and think about the stories and things like that, but it is definitely in the pipeline for me to do. It's just sort of trying not to convince myself not to do it.
Don't write down your idea. Don't sit down to think your ideas and write it. Think about your ideas when you're doing something else.
But I also need Simeon's help because obviously he does Vampires of Glasgow.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't know how you would want to do it, but I mean, me personally, what I done to start DMing was I got a module, read the module, and ran the module. And then later on, I have written stuff. But I mean, for the first, just the learning to DM, it's like I will read the thing off the screen, I will say the words, what do you guys do? And then we move on from there. But I mean, everyone does it differently. I mean, some people want to write, some people don't. But even if you read the module, thought, oh, I like this module, I'm going to add this bit to it. And like maybe there's a scene that you have written yourself, but then the rest of it's the module.
I also think Vampire's one of the ones that suffers to overwriting. Like most of the time, I think it's the players that are going to push what they want to do, and that. Like in base games, it's the same, but I think with Vampire, it's heavily that way because a lot of it's political machinations and stuff like that. So you don't want to be like, this is the story, what's going to happen in the next couple of sessions, and then they're just like, yeah, we side with this guy, and it's like, oh shit, he's maybe the bad guy, the main thing. I can't.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
A few Gordon session by doing that.
Yeah, it's good to know somebody there to help as well, which is always good to know. Like I say, there's an experienced DM on Vampire as well. You should try and watch Glasgow by Night, by the way, guys. I've noticed you haven't put a lot of videos up recently, or either that or my YouTube algorithm's changed. But yeah, because I do follow you, and I am a fan. You should watch some of the shorts that they do. So please, you go check them out.
Yeah, I think we're still trying to find an artist. As far as I'm aware.
Especially if it's especially if it is somebody that does the DMing for that, because like I say, it's certainly something that you should be looking at. It's one of those vampire games. Speaking of vampire games, though,
one last thing I have to say here. I was just putting Glasgow by Night into YouTube to make sure I'm subscribed. Glasgow by, and the first suggestion is the Snuts. Like, sorry, Sally, I'm not going to even check your
Glasgow by the Snuts.
Glasgow
Glasgow by the Snuts. Yeah, again, speaking of vampire games, has anyone heard about Gordon's vampire game?
I did.
I don't think he likes doing it online, does he?
He's going to be done in person. He's doing it in a local game shop.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll sell
So
local game shop.
enjoy the 3 times he turns up.
Jesus, mate. Well, I was going to say...
He's scheduled for 4 sessions. I don't know if it's supposed to be just a short one that he's running, but he did put it up on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think he's got a lot of these players. Like, I think he's getting ones that he plays the cards with and that. And I don't know if I'm still going. He's not saying anything to me. I said I was interested in it, and I have not heard anything since. But
Do you guys play Magic?
I did.
played one game.
I did. I used to play Magic back in the day, but I don't play it anymore because
So play, yeah.
it's priced out the game. You just priced out the game now.
Yeah.
Logan's
So
failed.
expensive.
I enjoyed it, but then I'm sitting there like, this is one of the games where it's literally pay to win, and I hate the kind of games. Like, because it was like, depending on what cards you have, decides whether you win or not.
Yeah.
There's a lot more.
Oh,
There is a lot more tactical, but see nowadays, it's pay to win, and it's very expensive to win.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a horrible game. Again, another Wizards of the
I
Coast.
just play it for fun with my brothers, so
Which one's this? Is this Magic the Gathering?
yeah.
I mean, all these games eventually becoming it's a license to make money because it's like you need to pay an artist to make some stuff. You give them a flat fee, then you get bits of cardboard that are shiny, and you print them and you sell them to nerds. The gaming industry worked out a long time ago that they can, they even worked out eventually you can just put a cardboard. You can literally just do a digital version and sell that as well, and people will pay for that as well. I read a story about one guy that spent $4,000 on cards for what's the World of Warcraft one called?
Oh,
No idea.
is it Hearthstone?
Hearthstone, I don't remember,
Hearthstone,
but
yeah.
Hearthstone. And that is, I'll say that's quite an uncommon amount, but it's not good people to drop 20, 30, 40 quid a month on cards for that game. And they are literally, you don't even get a card, you get a digital card. But again, people buy what they want to buy.
Not only
No
that.
different than people buying vests, for example.
Yeah, not only that. I think they're actually. I think they're dropping support for Hearthstone as well. Funnily enough,
Is that it?
I think they're actually dropping support for Hearthstone as well because it's not making as much money.
A lot of these pay, like this is something that's been happening a lot recently. A lot of these loot box of games and like ones where you have to buy in-game stuff are starting to fall apart because they've realised that people can't.
Oh no,
afford to
it's
do that.
because it's no Wizards because it's World of Warcraft. It is Blizzard. It's because Blizzard Activision pissed off the Chinese market, and the Chinese market told them, well, you're not playing your games anymore, so they've just slashed quite a bit of their fucking.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
that's
done.
that's the only place that's buying this stuff. Like there are people here and that, but it's not enough to sustain itself. But places like China and that, they're all used to that.
No, it's the Chinese market you're trying to break into because they will play mobile games and they'll and because they don't get a lot of time to play games
they don't
on
have
consoles.
PCs, it's mobiles, and they're far more comfortable with gambling than
No, there's actually a law that says you can only game for 2 to 3 hours a time during the day on a console or a PC, so mobile phones are readily available. It's a case of I can get, if I want a game, I'm gonna have to do this.
The Chinese market also made it illegal for them not to tell you exactly the percentages of winning certain things in the loot boxes. So like when the people were finding out, like, you know, the chance of getting a very rare was like 0.3 or 0.03%. They're like, why the fuck would it is? So they had to bump all the percentages up.
Pretty much.
But that was a few years ago. I don't know how it works these days, but I know that the Chinese really
used to
cracked down a lot of stuff.
Well, I know.
EA used to not tell us the percentages on FIFA with the cards and that. It's pure mental.
Yeah, but it's not just $70 for a fucking FIFA 23. It's $70 plus because.
Aye, but the FIFA points still, like, you still get mental.
Oh yeah.
You buy hundreds of pounds of FIFA points, you only get nothing.
I'm sorry, and this is probably going to be controversial, but see if you're going in there and buying FIFA points for fucking for FIFA Ultimate Team, you're a fucking stupid cunt. I mean, seriously, come on now, get yourselves to fucking
clothes for their avatar and fucking what's it called, Fortnite. People were paying like money to have genitals in Second Life. If anyone remembers that game.
You know what?
Exists.
They two are cunts. I mean, you really need to get out there and think about
they
what the fuck you're doing. Yes, you really need to get on it. You need to get a grip. You shouldn't be allowed a bank account. That's what that is. Fuck me, man.
I used to work with a girl whose name I forget, and she would come into work every day grey and exhausted. I'm like, what? Are you okay? Like, how are things at home? Shit. Oh, I was out at the club all last night, and like she was like kind of heavy girl. And we're like, it was a Tuesday last night. You were at clubbing last night. She's like, yeah, in Second Life, and you know it's so much harder because you're in there, and every guy you meet just wants to like have sex with you. And I'm like, so to clarify, you went home, got into put your jammies on, sat in bed, went on your laptop, and then got pumped off virtual guys in Second Life till 4 in the morning, and then went to sleep for 3 hours, and then came to work. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, have you tried just not doing that? But like. I think it was like a self-esteem thing, and I was like,
"Oh, for
that
sure,
is a crazy way to live your life." But yeah, that's what she done.
It's also what some people like as a member, like all these Warhammer and other.
Some people.
But that's what I mean. Like as a member, like Warcraft and all that. Like there's loads of people that were doing that stuff on that. So like, some people just do that.
You're right enough what you're saying, but some people, all people have self-esteem issues. That's one of the reasons why games are tapping into that kind of shit.
I don't think it's even just self-esteem, because even when you look at DD, how many modules in that are all about like family life and that, and how many times it's like with these consent sheets where there's people who are going to allow relationship between players and basically sex and stuff like that happening between characters. There are people that will roleplay that whole stuff, and I'm sitting there like that sounds terrifying to me, but some people that's a thing. I bend
So Lee doesn't like that kind of interaction, and I was winding him up about it, to be fair, at points, but it was because of the type of character he was playing.
I was like, if you won't stop, I'm gonna have to do it again. But however, we done this one time, not we, but if you remember this one time, I was trying to convince the rest of the group to raid the channel that was doing the 16D. I was like,
oh, you remember that?
Because I was like, we need to go and see what they're doing. And I checked every member that had an OnlyFans, and one of them, I mean, two of the guys playing it looked like these dudes right here. And I was like, we need to see what's going on here.
Who, me?
Like, because a revenue stream that Sanity Check Gaming is missing. And, you know, but it just seems like, I don't know how you would do it, because imagine, like, dude, it'd be like a sex call. Is it there's 2 other people or 4 people listening to you say it?
Remember, sex calls are a thing.
But there's just nothing.
I mean, like, we're not kink shaming, right? For a start, we're not kink shaming before we go anywhere there. I mean, if that's your kink, by all means, go and have fun. But
even privacy of your own home. Forcing 4 other people to watch you roleplay.
Sally sounds like she's about to rip you a new one, Lee. She looks like she's
boy.
I don't believe it for a second. There's no way Sally's gonna get me in trouble.
She just said doing that like, I want to play that in your game, Lee.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Sally, it's not gonna happen.
What are you shaving my side hustle for?
If you've got OnlyFans, good for you, right?
Yeah.
If you're getting people to pay to watch your stream,
Maybe just link it. Hang on.
yeah, a lot of sickos out there will pay for pictures of feet. You do you.
If me and Richard decide to do a fucking
That's in a glass.
15-minute session describing my paladin, most vengeance paladin banging at his fucking muscle orc mummy, then we could do it. But it's upsetting me even thinking about it, to be honest. So.
Critical Role did it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice new
Oh,
show.
do you know how bad it was? Do you know how bad it was, Sally? It didn't even get to that point. It wasn't even so. It wasn't even. It was kind of a subtle flirtation, and it was a case of when his character wasn't there, the NPC was speaking to another character, explaining, his character's quite hot, and he's going, right, Richard, I can't handle this shit. He wasn't even in the fucking. He wasn't even in the interaction. He was like, nope, I can't take this. No, I can't. Richard, if you keep going on this, I'm not gonna like it. But
see, my worry is like, so with the other channel that you were watching,
what we weren't watching.
we all know that some people do enjoy that a little bit too much.
Of course.
Oh no!
So what if they're like on stream, but obviously you're not? So down here you can't see, and they're doing what they do.
Wanking, yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that none of us are wearing trousers right now, right?
No.
I don't wear trousers on stream.
Pocus pajama bottoms, actually.
For once, I am wearing trousers.
Oh, I better
I'm
not stand
wearing
up.
trousers.
Are we all just showing our trousers now?
Filthy.
I can
Filth.
Get my leg up that
Oh,
high.
hippy hip.
Filth. Absolute filth.
My old man
No,
had
no,
a
we all
rich
need to do
plot
it
Ah,
once.
we're gonna go away.
You all need to do it at once, because then that can be like the photo when we put it up.
That's the
Ready?
thumbnail, right?
Two,
That's the
three.
thumbnail.
Oh, Scott's gonna put his leg behind his head.
Can't do it anymore. Too far. I could do it like.
Oh, that's the
2 years
highest
ago.
my legs have been for a long time.
Wow, Jesus, Sally.
See, like we all know, if anyone could describe a sexual encounter amongst us, it's Sally.
It's
right?
got well,
Everyone goes like that.
perfect for
You have my
vampire.
talents, darling.
Yes, perfect for Vampire the Masquerade. Clearly.
It's like even Vampire Masquerade where you're all meant to be kid, like I couldn't handle it in that either. I'm like, sorry guys, I will go and murder a school child while you do this because
I will do many things.
Just make
That
me
ain't one of them.
I'll be honest, I'm not even much of a
Does
hunter
that
in real
know?
life.
Does that not worry you, Lee, that the fact that you can't like talk about an intimate moment, but you're totally fine with fantasizing about murdering a child?
I'm not choosing to murder the child. Like, no, I'm saying, right, I'll take the
You
child.
chose to murder children in my game
I would be more
What he's saying, yeah. What he's saying
Those kids
is,
were dicks.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so,
What he's saying is, he's more likely to flirt in real life than he is to murder a school child in real life.
It's just this things I find
you're
uncool
wild.
games.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
feel it's weird as well. Like,
Yeah, of course I say things about. That's my wife. I'm very, very comfortable with her. Me and Tara have been
How
together
long
for
have you been
20
married
years.
for?
We are not married. We have been together since. It'll be about 20 odd years.
Are you not married?
Just because it's not
Because
really
they-
have to be.
Money,
Never-
choice.
They never said the words.
Exactly. Money and choice. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute, right? He says, the man doesn't need to get married. Nobody needs to get married. It's a con.
No, don't fucking do
Yeah.
it.
Only
Don't
reason
Yeah.
do
I
it.
get
I
married.
made that mistake once. Don't do it.
Only reason I get
Agreed.
married is 'cause it makes it easier for everyone to access my pension if something's to happen to me.
You can put it in trust.
So it's the only reason for us to get married.
Yeah, you can put it in trust. It's exactly the same thing.
That's what I say. Like that's
Yeah.
it's only like legal stuff is easier if she's married to me. But that's it. Apart from that, there's no real reason to get married. I mean, I'd love to. And one day we will, but
Yeah,
it's just not high on the list of priorities.
to your good lady, right? You get married to your good lady. No, you just want to get one to get married.
Let's any better options come along. But, you know,
Clip.
Richard playing it on a Musha or something. What was her name again? I can't remember that.
Oh, and a Manisha. Yeah.
Aye. That's who he's marrying.
Yeah, he's marrying in a Manisha.
Says Richard walking in.
Like, oh my god.
actually,
Oh my god. Imagine the weight of that on
that's how
top of
she's
you.
talked as well. So
Yeah.
even more. It's
I'm-
like, yeah,
I'm-
if Lee was involved in this,
oh my
it was not
God.
yours. It's like, oh my god, you're so sexy.
Yeah, oh my
god, look at your
you know what
muscles.
you know what I think pushed it over? It was a case of
Well, Alex has just walked in. God, I think you're so pretty.
Yeah.
You're so healthy.
You know what? You know what pushed it
Alex,
over for
come
Lee? Do you know what it pushed over for Lee? It was a case of as soon as his character walked
Wait,
away.
did you think that's ridiculous, Alex?
Hey, as
Like,
soon as
bedtime, half 10,
as soon
wow,
as
I'm
Lee's
bed.
character
Go
walked
bed.
away, the NPC turned Animanisha turned round and said to I can't remember what character says. Oh my god! Imagine the weight of that on top of you, and he just went mental. It's just, Richard, I'm not taking that. I'm not handling that. It's just okay.
Good night, father.
Maybe, man.
Yes. Good night, youngest.
Love you.
Did he hear me say that?
Bed, you should be in bed. It's half 10. Go.
Yeah, it's 10:30.
Close that door.
We too should be in bed because I need to sleep. And I need to sleep a little bit so I can catch the
I'm
Super
going to
Bowl.
gym with Scott tomorrow, so I need to sleep as well.
You're going to the gym with Scott? Why was I not invited?
You want to come?
Goddamn son of a... Where are you going? I'm not working.
Are you not high? It's got to be the gym group, and I can only do one friend, and I happen to be saying to him about the gym.
Oh, fuck you. Is that the one in
You're
Hamilton?
welcome. Aye, if you've got.
I'm not signing back up. I got rid of my gym because I hate doing the gym. I just hate... I cannot stand the gym.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
That's why
Scott's
I do my
gonna
thing.
outlift me in everything we do, so we've got to find exercise I can beat him in. He's a giant, so no
Video
chance.
evidence of this, or it never happens.
Yeah, we'll take a selfie. We'll go because we'll do that and we'll go have a
I
coffee
do not
afterwards.
take selfies in the gym.
Yeah, they'll
Shirtless
spend an hour in the
selfies
gym.
is exactly
Yeah.
what we're doing. It's gonna be,
They will
it's
spend
gonna
an
be
hour in the
a
gym.
video of us doing chin-ups together.
Yeah. They'll spend an hour in the gym and then they'll go to Starbucks for 2 hours.
We will spend 15 minutes in the gym and then we'll go to Starbucks and get a cake.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
exactly how the gym works.
Oh.
Do it, isn't it?
Do some bicep curls with
But
with
if
the
you're gonna
cake.
go to Starbucks, get the salted pretzel hot chocolate with a shot of coffee.
Oh God.
Richard, if you know what hit the gym, we'll all go for like a run round Stratford or something, or you can get your gymnastics thing. So as we can order the splits.
We've
Again.
also talked about doing a walk-up Tinto at some point, so I'm sure we can arrange that.
For sure.
Yeah, but you can come down here in the summer, right? Yeah.
I'm down in your neck of the woods, I think, in April.
Very nice.
Nice.
Did
How
you
will
not
you
say
know?
you were coming up soon?
Well, that's if my fucking van decides to, like, you know, work.
One of Sally's 17 vans that she has purchased, painted, redecorated, then explodes immediately, as far as I can tell.
It's the same van.
I thought you had one van that just I thought you just kept getting new vans.
No, because I paid to get the fucking timing belt and everything done. Like, was best part of $1,000, and then it, the people that put it in with didn't do it properly, so it ended up like conking out on me. So then I've had to pay somebody else another 180 quid to actually fix it. So now I've had to go back to the original garage and was like, excuse me, you need to reimburse me because you didn't fucking do the job properly. And yeah, so it's been a fun week.
Nice.
I had to get my time built on the other day, and it is not cheap. I confirm that.
Jesus Christ.
But to
timing
be fair,
belts.
if you do buy a second-hand car that's about 6 or 7 years old, get your timing belt replaced. That is a sanity check thing that we tell you definitely.
Sanity check guarantee.
Actually, I guarantee if you bought a second-hand car at 7 years old and it's done about 80,000 miles, and get the timing belt replaced. Also, you probably need a new clutch. So factor that in when you're buying a car that age. You're talking about probably £1,500 to £2,000 to
Yeah,
get
not
that.
only that, yeah, it's going to cost a lot to replace a clutch. So
That's the last thing I got done, and it cost me about 700 quid. And the timing belt was about £630.
Pre-warning, that's 10:30 because I know some people have to get half.
Yeah, for sure.
10:30.
I always get off at 10:30.
We've lost Rach. She's like gone into her own little world.
I haven't.
Rachel has two getting
okay.
off. We're all getting off at 10:30.
Oh! If anyone's watched any of this and anyone ever still, we're playing Blade Runner tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah,
Just keep that in mind.
yeah, we're playing Blade Runner.
We'll be running D&D again soon. End of this month, I'm going to get a couple of modules. I think I'll be getting some of the Kobo Press stuff because I looked at their stuff. It's actually quite good. And I'm going to run an actual campaign.
You're running a
short
campaign?
I'm going to run a campaign. Hopefully, I'm going to pick one of the shorter ones, and because I'm going to base it off the Neverwinter regular stuff, we can rotate it.
Well, I was going to say, I said that so surprisingly, as if you're going to run a campaign like for the first time ever. When I remember Mutant was a thing.
Mutant was a cool
Yeah,
campaign
yeah.
I ran. I also done Dragons of Icefire Peaks for a year. That you were all in at some point.
I
apart
wasn't
from
there.
Logan. I always remember you being in it, Rachel, but that's like that Mandela effect
Very,
where it
very
turns out-
end.
like the last
I
episode.
think we were the same, yeah.
And also, I may or
Florium.
may not, some views about my friend Andrew, he may or may not play with us at some point. I was speaking to him the other day, and we might rotate in some guest people from folk I know on Facebook if they are not insufferable.
Yeah, everybody's copying me now that I brought a guest in for my one shot.
Settle down, you're not the first person to think of guests.
No,
Logan, what were you saying there? Yeah, it was me.
on channel for
I
sure.
may have a few folk that might play.
Should get Smidge back in for the D&D at some point as well.
Exactly. See, I was the first one to bring a guest in.
Well,
Now everyone's taking it.
D&D. He's playing D&D, so...
We should invite Simeon to play.
No,
Simeon.
I am not abandoning.
Yeah,
I am not abandoning D&D. It's just the fact of we're playing the campaign and then I'm leaving D&D because fuck that. Yeah, this is see. That's why Lee is 40 years old. People, he is not any way whatsoever mature. He is a cunt.
Yeah, that's great. I just want to point out, I support solo people, like your small developers. I've bought lots of content off of people that are just like called G and Dave or Monkey.
We are effectively sponsored by Free League Publishing, so let's just put that out there. Yeah.
I am the UK representative, the CEO of the Free League branch, because I sent them an email and they very kindly sent me some free stuff, which means I'm definitely
Sent them all of the free stuff. All of the free stuff.
They gave me so much free stuff. It was very kind and I do appreciate it.
It was very good of them. We do appreciate the Free League as well, and it's a great system.
Tales of the Loop is definitely happening. I'm actually gonna, because I like them so much, I'm gonna buy the starter set and the book for Tales of the Loop at the end of this month. And if that works out quite well, I might do some more stuff for that. If not, I'll run a couple of the modules from it. And
When are you doing Tales of the Loop?
Expanse is also I'm going to do the Expanse first because I want to do some space bullshit. However, I don't know if anyone's going to enjoy that because that's only because I love space stuff.
I love it, but I will
Tales
be
of the Loop-
available for Mondays. That's the only thing.
Cool, you weren't invited anyway.
You?
Oh,
Wow,
that was
Nick,
good.
That was harsh. That was harsh.
It was harsh.
He forgets his character's teetering on the brink in Florian, but we'll go.
As do we know if he's dead or not?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Well, he's dead now. So-
Yeah, I just wasted an episode of content.
Dead to Richard
Yeah.
now.
Oh no! I will purposely keep him alive because he's got a character he wants to play as opposed to Ralph.
No, like, yeah.
Shit.
It's so hard to talk that.
Yeah.
That's so hard to talk all the time. The new guy sounds just like me. It's
Yeah.
just like,
That's
great.
exactly why I'm going to. Ralph's immortal. He's
The
not
guy who's
dying.
going to play Caesars, you'll never see him, was a Tabaxi psychic rogue. Not psychic, but like the psychic dagger rogue.
Yeah.
Who was going to probably speak with a Russian accent because I like doing that accent. So.
Because
Or
he's
not.
Oh
very
yeah, we
good at
all
Russian.
turned Russian the last time we did this, didn't we?
Yes, welcome to Russia. Romanian. I'm not
I can't say
entirely
mine
sure
was
with this
Russian, it
accent.
was just
Welcome
an
to
accent.
Bulgaria.
My self-defense to protect Melgrim is my backup character's got to be a divinity wizard halfling that's got to like resurrect any
Some
dead person.
min-max bullshit.
When I hear stuff like this, I realise it starts to get a wee bit easier. Realising, yeah, I'm going to abandon D&D at some point because that is God's almighty.
Say, I would still I'd probably go. I'm going to use my lucky feet. Still rolling natural one. I'm going to use the divinity to give me an extra roll. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's a one as well.
I do miss playing Daphne.
Daphne. Well, don't worry, Daphne's still there for you. You take your
Yeah,
time.
I just can't do Tuesdays. It's too hectic.
Jump in when you can. That's what it's all about.
Kids
I-
have
I
a bit of a
would-
social life than I do.
Fucking kids.
I would have said with the Wednesday, but David can't do the Wednesday, and like, cause in.
It's alright, like to say, eventually Tuesdays will become free anyway, and then whoever wants to run a game can run on Tuesdays, but it's a shame I can't do Mondays now just because of my gymnastics. I said that loud because I needed to let everybody know. It's like veganism. It's like veganism, you need to let everybody know.
Gymnastics.
I do gymnastics, in case you didn't know.
Gymnastics, really? Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was an adult.
Yeah, no, right.
It's an adult class. When they said it was an adult class, I thought excellent. It's just going to be forward rolls, backward rolls, all this kind of thing. Nope, it's, straight in the handstands, straight in the backflips. This is how you do
I'd be
it.
scared I'd fart.
I'll be honest.
Not break your neck or limbs or anything. Farting is the issue.
I was going to say though, say if I heard adult gymnastics class, I'd think that there's got to be some majorly advanced shit because
Yeah.
there's got to be other teenagers that's
think
left
so.
it.
No. It was like I say. I thought it was just like an adult because it was an adults class, and I'm thinking I know a lot of the adults around my area going, yeah, this is going to be forward rolls and stuff. Was I fucking wrong?
I can't do a forward roll. Well,
My-
I mean, I
Another
can,
gymnast-
but I always end up rolling sideways.
That's
To
fair.
be fair, the gymnastics will be more beneficial for you for the wrestling anyway.
I just don't like I say, I was just saying to you two earlier, I don't like the gym. I cannot stand it though. It's one of the worst
No, but I
things
mean,
doing.
like,
Yeah.
it'll get you in shape, but it'll also get you in shape to do
Aye.
things.
Yeah, it keeps you fit. It keeps you fit and flexible because the idea. I like having the idea of muscle, like seeing Lee's big arms like that. But I prefer my flexibility to it. I'd rather.
Flexible as fuck. Watch this. Right.
That looks sore. That looks sore,
Did
mate.
you just
Are you
lie?
okay? Are you okay? That looked sore.
Not at all. Flexible as fuck. Did you
Flexible.
manage it, Scott? Did you get it together?
Hmm?
Did you manage it? Did you do it? Fucking hell.
Are you able to actually scratch the middle of your back?
That's
Yes.
yeah.
Aye.
But like I say, that's what I was saying. Since
I would like to be able to do more leg stuff, to be fair, Rich.
When I was doing it-
Yeah.
That would like be good for me. So I
Yeah.
get
When I
to
was
work on that.
when I was doing the yoga all the time, I was quite flexible, but I've not done that proper. Well, I've done occasional, but I've not done it properly in like more than a year.
I genuinely
So
hate.
maybe we wrap up the show and then we just start
Yeah.
move into another subject.
Well, we're waiting on you coming back, but like I say, I genuinely hate the gym. There's nothing worse than counting reps and then reps and then sets, and I'm going, why am I doing this? And then just change it over when you're doing nothing. I'd rather be being active, like say what I do with the rock climbing, what I do with the gymnastics and the wrestling. It's keeping me fit and keeping me active to a point where it's strenuous enough that I'm not fucking deadlifting. Which,
Rock climbing hurts every part of your body the next day.
with gymnastics does exactly the same and worse. So don't worry, I love it though. It's for that reason. But anyway,
Rock
yes,
climbing
we,
is so
we,
much fun.
we are now at 2 hours 40 minutes. So what we will do is, I think we'll round up there. We know everybody here. You know us. Come and join us on Monday. Tomorrow we'll be playing Blade Runner, right? I think we're on the 5th
tomorrow,
episode.
We'll do Blade Runner Tuesday. I don't know if we'll do anything, but if I can, I will finish. I'll do some. Oh no, that was just us. That was doing the D&D. That was just off stream. So whatever. Yeah, we
Yeah.
might do something Tuesday
So-
like that.
So Tuesday,
Tuesday this week because the kids aren't at Scouts and Beavers and that. So
I'll probably just run the D&D for us then. Let's just do. Well, no, we'll finish off the Banshee thing we're doing because that was quite fun.
well, if they're doing the things
Anyways,
on,
right,
it
so
might be streamed. It might not. If not, I'll probably jump
won't
on
be
and
streamed,
do.
to be honest. We'll just do it for
I'll
us.
probably jump on and do Shooter's Blood and Teeth, Shooter's Teeth and stuff like that again because I'm quite getting into that and it's giving me ideas of running a 40k thing eventually, as well.
I was gonna say, Sarah, I play that Demon Dog. There is a one called Orc Borg that's definitely
heard.
not ripping off the orcs from 40k.
Yeah, I've heard.
are we doing Demon Dogs on Wednesday?
I don't know yet because that might be like me partners.
So again, you might see blood teeth and
Valentine's Day.
Shooter's blood and Shooter's
of
teeth
course
and.
as well. Fuck oh yeah. Oh yeah, that thing.
Oh, Tuesday is Valentine's
I'm
Day.
the most thinkless
Yeah, but-
person here reminding you lot.
We have been together for
Valentine's
20 years, right? Valentine's Day is just a day.
Yeah,
Like, we
aye.
have done all the things you
Lee.
can do. I've bought her all the beers that she can have.
Lee, you could
don't
have
do
went.
it anymore.
You should have went the opposite way and says every day is Valentine's Day.
No. Every
Yeah,
day
yeah,
we
yeah.
tolerate each other's existence for another day is a win. Right?
It's just a
so-
capitalistic
So-
steal. It's just a reason to make you buy shit.
Yeah, so you'll not be putting on your suspenders then, Lee, and shaving your private
Yeah.
parts, doing the things like that.
Maybe I'll do that anyway, but yeah.
Maybe do the sex.
You're
Maybe
gonna
maybe have
buy,
do a
the
sex
Harry
on
Potter
someone.
Legacy game.
Yeah, buy the Harry Potter Legacy. A franchise that neither of us care about. I will buy her the game. Yes. That's
You-
like, and
there was-
even my kids will. But I did try to read them Harry Potter when they were younger, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't care." I'm like, well, "I'm not gonna fucking force this on them then." So
So yeah,
Yeah.
we know of a
Oh, yeah.
game. We know the Blade Runner's on a Monday.
There will be a minimum of one game this
Yeah.
week. I don't know what that is, Sally.
After that,
Is that
that's Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter
tattoo.
Oh, right.
It's glasses and
So-
the lightning bolt, isn't it?
After that, yeah, I'll
Yes.
probably do a stream on Tuesday, then do Shooter's Blood and Teeth, and whatever else is going on during the week. So
I can't say for definite Wednesdays off. It's just likely to be.
blah blah blah. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, all 9 of you, 6 of us, which of us, and Simmy. Simmy came in, and Simmy had.
Simmy was interactive in chat. I really love to chat up more often.
Yeah, Simmy was good. Simmy was good. It's good to see you, Simmy. Like I say, try and catch them on Glasgow if you can on their YouTube channel, Glasgow by Night. It's World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, I'm pretty sure, which is very, very good. It has our resident Ball of Sunshine in it, who's playing one of the characters. I do suggest you go and see that if you can. And we probably will do a collab with Simmy at some point. So, hey, it's one of those things we're getting guests in. Anyway.
I love how my screen's frozen for the past 5-10 minutes and nobody said anything.
I actually noticed it was frozen.
I just thought you were just staring at the screen.
Yeah, we noticed. I also noticed.
No, it's froze. I don't know what's happened, but it's stuck like that.
Doesn't matter. We're getting to the end of the stream anyway. So.
I mean, I'm still sitting in that situation, but my face is facing the screen now.
And we'll end on that. So, anyway, guys, thank you very much. We'll see you later.
I'd wave, but there's no point.
Oh,
Scott.
Scott just immediately left. Okay, Scott was in by your hand. Gone. Okay, homies.
I didn't think we were going.